Welcome to the stream, everyone. My name's Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. And of course, we're going to be talking about the great Floridian Pam Bondi and how Trump is 10 steps ahead of everybody every time. And things are just going perfectly. Things could not be going better in MAGA world than they are going right now, people. I mean, that's just it. Let's face it. Things are going incredibly well. And they're going to continue to go well, and they're going to even get better as time goes on. If you're on hold, hang in there. All right. All right, we're coming on. Coming on a little early.
Get a doorbell camera, and you can get a doorbell camera. The first 40 True Oldies listeners who call 833-283-5050 will get this limited time offer.
It's the last commercial. We'll be live.
Connects directly to your smartphone with installation of your Slow-In Shield. And that's not all. Slow-Ins will give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're going to get an LED touchscreen pad, 10 contacts, backup battery, and service plan. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 True Oldies listeners to call 833-283-5050,
Got everything.
you'll receive a free doorbell camera.
Good to go.
Make sure this is refreshed.
Yep.
Keep your family safe. Call 833
All right, coming on now.
5050. That's 1-833-283-5050.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian.
All righty, it sure is. Callers on hold, stand by. My name's Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. It is Friday, 4 minutes after 6 o'clock in the morning, people. Holy smokes. And we've got an exciting day. Now, today is Open Phones. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. Monday through Thursday, when you call in, you got to talk about what we bring up, which sometimes is, what do they say? It's like herding cats. It's not always easy to do that, but Monday through Thursday, you got to stick to the topics that I bring up or Steve Kane bring up. But Friday, the show prep is up to you guys in the listening audience on Friday's show, Open MAGA Mike Friday. You can call in about any and everything on your mind at 1-888-465-2631. There is only one opening on the board right now. Callers on hold, stand by, because I want to talk about this incredible move that the greatest president ever just made. And of course, I'm talking about Donald Trump picking Pam Bondi to be the Attorney General of the United States. And this could not have worked out better. You know, we had Pam Bondi in studio on the Steve Kane Show, and I don't know if Steve will want me to tell that story, because it was one of those, I promise you she remembers it. Oh, no. Every line on the board is lit. Before we get into the story and the phone calls, I want to talk about what happened with Pam Bondi and Matt Gaetz. Those of you that follow me on YouTube, which you all should do, Brian Craig Show on YouTube, because I'm always doing YouTube streams, talking about things all the time. And a couple of days ago, about 3 days ago, I was at the mall, the Boca Town Center Mall, waiting to get my iPhone fixed from the Apple Store, and I had some time to kill, and I did a live stream walking around the fancy mall, and I was talking about Trump, and someone said to me in my chat, they says, what if Gaetz doesn't get the job? And I said, it doesn't matter. I said, maybe, and I said this, you guys can go back to that stream and fact check what I'm about to tell you. This 3 days ago. I said, Trump may not want Gaetz to be the Attorney General. He may have somebody better in mind. I said this 3 days ago, and what's going on here is the left, all aspects of the left, have gone full steam ahead against Matt Gaetz. So whoever he were to pick after this, they can't go after everyone like this. right? They kind of blew it with Gaetz, and who he picks after Gaetz, if that's what happens, maybe the person he really wants, and it'll be a more effective choice because they're not going to have the attacks against them as much as Gaetz because they've done all these attacks on Gaetz so much. So then we've got our former Steve Kane Show in-studio guest and two-time Attorney General of the state of Florida, Pam Bondi, as the next Attorney General. Pam Bondi does not play around. These lawfare criminals are going to go to prison. Many of them are going to go to prison with Pam Bondi. I promise you. She does not play. She is MAGA through and through. You can trust her with the life of MAGA, okay? And she is tough. And I'll tell you another thing. Having met Pam Bondi more than once, I know a lot of you guys think she's good looking. She's better looking in person. I don't know. There's some women are that way. They look good, but you see them in person and they're better looking in person. I don't know why that is, but she's even better looking in person. And I'll tell you this. As much as I like the idea of sticking it to the man and getting these recess appointments just to show what a boss Donald Trump is, I really would enjoy watching the Senate confirmation hearings with Pam Bondi, because what will happen in the Senate confirmation hearings with Pam Bondi, if they have those, she'll become America's sweetheart. She's very good. And when those Democrat senators come at her with all their left-wing garbage, she will fillet them in such an amazing way they won't even know that they've been filleted. And America will be like, what? So she's the perfect pick. Matt Gaetz is awesome. I love Matt Gaetz. Maybe he'll be the governor after Ron DeSantis. He's going to stay in Congress. He just got reelected. Maybe he'll be the governor. That'd be awesome. Matt Gaetz and Pam Bondi are both rock stars in their own right, but in a different way. Pam Bondi was the twice elected Attorney General of Florida, and she got involved in some controversial cases, and she has a long history of real prosecutions, not like Kamala, where there's no record of her any court cases she actually was in court for. And Pam Bondi will be more effective than Gaetz. I love Matt Gaetz. Do not take this as criticism of Matt Gaetz, but he's one of the most polarizing people in Washington. He has a lot of enemies up there. She's a 100% Washington outsider. And a lot of those personality conflicts that Gaetz would have would make him a little less effective. On my podcast last week, my wife said that Trump should have picked Pam Bondi. She liked my wife, and then boom. And I also like the idea that Florida has so much influence, right? The president's a Floridian, Pam Bondi, Attorney General, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Florida. I mean, this is just awesome, okay? Florida is the future of the Republican Party, and the future's here, guys. So this is really exciting. And I'm telling you, this very well could have been Trump's plan all along to get Pam Bondi in there. I'm telling you. No doubt about it. She's great on television. She's great in debate. She's great at humiliating these leftists when they go after her. And I promise you there's no sex scandals with her. That they're going to be. That's their big thing. Making stories up, to make them sound scandalous. They're not going to have no Me Too moments with Pam Bondi. All right. Well, as I say, it is Friday. Friday is open phones. Any and everything on your mind is fair game on Friday's show, although I do hope that you find what I'm talking about interesting enough to call in and talk about what's going on with Pam Bondi. There's a lot of other issues in the news, but this is the best. And when I was watching the coverage yesterday of Matt Gaetz dropping out, they were getting so excited in the liberal media because he resigned from Congress. And then about 10 minutes later, they realized, well, wait a minute, he was just reelected. He resigned from his current term, but he just got reelected to the new Congress is it in. So he's still going to be in Congress. And they're like, oh, man. They thought they were going to get rid of Matt Gaetz. He's staying. And then later, when it was announced that President Trump is making Pam Bondi his attorney general, I was like, I could hardly go to bed last night. I was so excited. So our number is toll-free 1-888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you're calling from. Oh, there's one opening on the board at 1-888-465-2631. Let's take a call. What the heck? I don't usually take calls this early, but you guys want to talk to me, so let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello, you're on the air. Once, twice. Oh, it's going to be one of those days. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning. This is Brian from Vero Beach.
Hey, Brian and Vero. What's up?
Listen, you don't see it coming. We got a good trifecta because who is going to take Rubio's place as senator?
I don't think it's going to be Gaetz. It could be, but probably not.
Yeah. But anyway.
But Marco Rubio. I'm going to miss him in the Senate. Matt Gaetz, though, did some big favors for Ron DeSantis. He did the debate prep with Ron DeSantis, and so Matt Gaetz helped get Ron DeSantis elected. Ron DeSantis screwed up. He betrayed Trump and those of us in Florida who thought he was MAGA. He screwed up. He is unelectable forever. Now, I don't know how in touch him and his debutante wannabe cotillion wife are, but if they're in touch with reality enough, he knows that. This is his opportunity to be relevant again, Ron DeSantis. So who knows? I would love him to make Matt Gaetz the senator, but I don't know. I don't know who he would pick. He could pick himself,
Of course. So we'll see.
All right, appreciate the call. Take care. Now, our Trump Victory MAGA Cruise is coming up. March 30th, we leave for 7 days on the Celebrity Ascent. And you guys are almost all invited. No liberal stowaways allowed. I'm going to tell you that straight out. No liberal stowaways allowed on our Trump 2025 MAGA Victory Cruise with me, Brian Craig, and Steve Kane. You're all invited. 7 days on the Celebrity Ascent, which is the newest and the flagship of Celebrity Cruise Line. I'm going to give you Ian's number from Cruise and Travel Depot. Call him and reserve your spot and join us. This is going to be such a great cruise. We have a private group, okay? So all of our events that we do on board are private. No outsiders allowed. And now that doesn't mean for the whole week you gotta stay with us. You can roam free and do whatever you want. But we have a great time. We go to the Broadway shows together. We have private dinner together every night. We have a lot of shipboard activities that are for our group. Our shore excursions, we have a shore excursion in each port of call. Those are private. We've even chartered a sailboat, a catamaran, for a private sailing and snorkeling tour around one of the islands. And you are invited, and you will have a great time, and you will make friends for life. And if you are alone, that's okay. We have a lot of people that come alone that are singles, okay? And one of our couples, they met and are getting married from a couple of cruises ago. So if you're single and you're alone, you will not be alone on this cruise because we've got our great MAGA family that you will be a part of. And also, it makes a great Christmas gift, the gift of a cruise to your significant other, and join them. We're just going to have a great time this time, especially because we just won this incredible victory. And Trump will be in office as we sail MAGA proud. Give Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot a call. His number, 561-244-5779. Also, to join our group and our cruise, you have to book the cruise through Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot. This is a very exclusive private group, a select group, and you have to book through Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot. If you get his answer machine, leave your name, leave your number. He will call you back. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. And we'll see you on the cruise. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Well, you should go, Johnny. You'd have a great time.
Good. Your weekend.
Uh-huh. If you're on hold, hang in there, guys. All right. We'll be back shortly. Where's my coffee?
Don't just take my word for it. This is Richie the bus driver. He called in on the air to share his experience with Dr. Gupta. On the air, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Richie, Dr. Gupta. I go 139 miles to this guy. I have broken tooth. He fixed it. It was supposed to be temporary. It lasted 2 years. He put dentures in my mouth that are a lot cheaper
Yeah.
than anybody else.
What do you guys think? Yes or no in the chat? Was this Trump's plan all along to get Pam Bondi? Is Pam Bondi the Attorney General that President Trump wanted all along? I think yes. But you guys let me know what you think.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did.
Yeah, a lot of yeses.
I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching, and all but disappeared.
Yeah, a lot of yeses. Most people think so.
Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754
If you're new to the channel, guys, make sure you subscribe.
22.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All righty, we are back. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Call us on hold. Stand by. You know, I did a poll on my YouTube channel. Who would you like to see Ron DeSantis appoint as Marco Rubio's replacement for Florida Senator? And I put this up on my YouTube community page. And so far, a little more than 1,500 people have responded. But I'm going to keep this up. And there's three choices. Lara Trump, Matt Gaetz, or neither. And Matt Gaetz is in the lead by far, 63%. 32% say Lara Trump, and 5% say neither. And I just say this about Lara. Everybody loves Lara Trump. And it's not that we don't want her to be the senator. But most MAGA people that I know, and you guys can let me know your thoughts on this, I think most MAGA people believe that we did so well in this election nationwide because of the great work Lara Trump's doing at the RNC with all the lawyers everywhere and doing all this great work. And I think we're afraid that if we lose her there, we'll lose some of that. You know what I mean? I know she can do both jobs, and if she becomes the senator, I'd be very happy with that. But a lot of MAGA people are saying they would rather have Matt Gaetz than Lara Trump, and that's why. What I think. All right, so I will throw this question out, and it is open phones. You don't have to answer this question. Anything and everything on your mind's fair game on Open MAGA Mike Friday. But do you think that it was Trump's plan all along to have Pam Bondi as the Attorney General instead of Matt Gaetz? 1-888-465-2631. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Richie. I have to apologize to you once again. You said, Richie, you can't think like a loser. You remember 2 days ago I said, I don't know if Matt Gaetz is going to get in because the power, and you were right. And let me tell you, I know you're right because the first thing that Matt Gaetz did was, I watched Bannon yesterday. There were 4 people against him, including the speaker, not the speaker, the McConnell. He was against him, but he won't be there. But they got this new guy, Curtis, from Utah, who's another Mitt Romney. So now we got him marked. We knew about McCoskey and the other one, the 2 women. So we have them marked.
So what happened is Donald Trump smoked out disloyal senators with Gaetz.
He did, because Matt Gaetz ran right back to him because there were 4 others. There were 4 that were most going to go no on him. They weren't sure, but they were pretty sure. So those 4 were exposed to Trump. You know it was on purpose because you don't call out another name right away if that wasn't your first choice. That was his first choice. Bundy is his first choice. And I remember you talking about, you see, I have a memory like an elephant. Tell me if I'm wrong. You already told the Bondi story on your radio show, so you wonder whether Steve wants to know. Isn't that the story where you didn't recognize her? She came.
Now, what happened is this is before Pam Bondi was famous, okay? When she was running for Attorney General the first time, nobody knew who she was. She was unknown. And Steve and I are on the air, and this beautiful blonde dressed in a fancy business suit comes in and says, "I'm here to be a guest on the show." And I said, "Who are you?" She says, "I'm Pam Bondi." And I said, "Okay, who are you?" And she says, "I'm running for Attorney General, and I'm here to be a guest on the show." And I said, "Well, nobody told us." And someone, I'm not going to say the name of this person, but there's a very well-connected Republican. I don't want to say the name. They told her to be a guest on the show without telling us, and we had never heard of her. And the person that sent her to us, unannounced and everything else, is a friend, a secret friend of ours, okay? One of our contacts and sources. And we didn't want to make them look stupid, so we did it sight unseen. And Steve, I don't want to say, Steve asked her the most embarrassing question Steve has ever asked anyone. And it was embarrassing to him, not her. It was not. I'll ask Steve later if he minds. But it was a very bizarre. I promise you, she remembers it. She remembers it.
I wonder if that Republican is in Roger Stone because he's connected all over.
I'm not going to confirm or deny who it is, but it is somebody pretty big. Yes.
Yeah, Roger Stone. But regardless, I said it. You didn't say it. But here's the deal. She is a bulldog, man. People don't know her all over. You get calls from all over. Who is she? A lot of your people call in this one. They don't know nothing about her. She is probably worse than Matt Gaetz, but she doesn't have the mouth of Matt.
Well, let me tell you, there's a big difference with her and Matt Gaetz, okay? And this is no criticism of Matt Gaetz because he is a perfect person, okay, in the MAGA movement. But he's a member of Congress. Congressmen don't do jack. They vote yay, nay, or present. And then they make statements that are very effective to get a dialogue going. Pam Bondi is a worker bee, okay? She's not like Kamala. I was a prosecutor, and you can't find any cases or anything. She was a real prosecutor for many years here in Florida that prosecuted big cases. And as Attorney General, she was very active in openly prosecuting things. She's been in courtrooms many times. She's a badass, is what she is. And she hates the left. She loves America. She loves Trump. She loves MAGA, and she will be, and this she will be 50 times more effective than Matt Gaetz for a whole bunch of reasons.
Not just that. She actually. I remember the old bag out in California. They said, "You get in there."
Which one?
Disrupt them.
Oh, Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Pam Bondi was in a restaurant in I think it was in Boca with her boyfriend or a date, and they were chased out of the damn restaurant.
She's not married, okay? She's been single for a long time, which is very, I mean, and when I tell you guys that she's better looking in person than she is on television, that is a vast understatement. In person, she's like almost 60.
Yeah, 59.
Yeah. If you saw her in person, Richie, you would become aroused. I know you. You'd become aroused. She's in person. She's a lot better looking than on. I don't know why that is, but she went to the movies once on a date. She went and saw that Mr. Rogers movie with who's that liberal? Tom Hanks, and the liberals chased her out of the movie theater. The Democrats.
She hates him. She hates him. I'm telling you, this is the best pick, and this was President Trump's first pick. Make no doubt about it. Because even Gaetz right away said she made a great pick. Gaetz commented on X right away. This was a scheme. President Trump is so far ahead. They're playing checkers. He's playing chess. He knows.
Well, I think the bet he did the two things he accomplished. The biggest thing he accomplished was he smoked out untrustworthy Republicans in the Senate. Two, he. And by the way, Matt Gaetz is staying in Congress. He just got reelected. He resigned from his current term, not the next. And the second thing he did was really take a lot of wind out of the sails of the left. They can't attack every candidate full steam, or they'll look too petty even for them. So they're not going to have too many places to go with Pam Bondi after their Gaetz attacks.
The reaction the reaction of the media on their side is going nuts. They don't know what to do. They said she's going to be worse than their worst nightmare, and she will be. She will be their worst nightmare.
Mm-hmm. All right, Richie, I got to run, but I appreciate the call. I am going to make an effort to take all our breaks on time, even though I've taken this one 2 minutes late. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio. I think you're gonna really love it. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Be right back.
Either. Do have construction, Vienna's Farms Road south from Southern Boulevard to Belvedere. Major construction going on there. Expect delays. This report brought to you by Lowe's. It's Black Friday build-up at Lowe's. Get up to 50% off select major appliances, plus take an additional 10% off when you buy other select major appliances. Valid through December 4th. Cannot be combined with additional discounts. See Lowe's.com for details while supplies last. That's traffic. I'm Billy Combs.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Poker Room at PBKC is open every day with 65 tables of action, including cash games, high hands, mega bad beat jackpots, and exciting tournaments. Bet small and win big with table games like Ultimate Texas Hold'em or 3-card poker for just a $5 minimum every day. PBKC is also your best bet for exciting OTB
better. It's amazing. And for people out there that are dealing with pain, believe me, there is an alternative. Go in there for the free consultation. FREE free. You will lose. The only thing you'll lose is the pain that you're dealing with. Do not suffer. Go in to see Dr. Appleton, the greatest visit of your life.
Give Dr. Appleton a call right now. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Online, AppletonCairo.com. Open Monday through Saturday. Appointments not necessary. And walk-ins are welcome. 954-973-0710.
At All Year, we offer same-day AC and plumbing service and installation. Zero down financing? Yes, all year. Need plumbing help? Yes, all year. Call us today at 833-ALL-YEAR. That's 833-ALL-YEAR.
Call 833-ALL-YEAR today for up to 15% off repairs. Terms and conditions apply.
Brian Craig here. Our 6th annual cruise is coming up, and you're all invited. This time, we're sailing for 7 nights on Celebrity Cruise Line's newest ship, the Ascent, to Puerto Plata, St. Thomas, and St. Martin. We set sail March 30th. We have private shore excursions, private cocktail parties, group activities. We're going to go to the shows together and much, much more. Call Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot right now. 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. And online at cruisingdepot.com to make your reservation and lock in our private group rate. Nothing comes close to Celebrity Cruises. Brian Craig here. If you're a homeowner, business owner, or with a homeowners association and your roof is old or compromised, you need to call Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting with a AAA credit rating and bonded up to $10 million. Laporta Contracting doesn't need a large deposit like those other contractors do. Typical deposits other contractors want.
Thank you.
one-third
Thank
of the
you.
Contract. If your job is $30,000, that's a $10,000 deposit. If your job is $300,000,
Is my shirt bamboo? I have no idea. My wife buys my clothes. I don't know what they're made out of.
3 to 4 weeks to get a permit, and HOAs much longer.
Bamboo? I
For
don't
the
know.
materials, they don't have credit with the suppliers, and that spells bad news for the homeowner or HOA. Tom Laporta is honest, knowledgeable,
Hemp?
and reliable, and he'll
I don't
never
know.
sell you a roof.
I have no idea.
Laporta Contracting has been in the roofing and contracting business since 1988 and is servicing
Gainesville,
the
welcome.
East and West Coast of Florida and everywhere in between. Tom Laporta can handle any type of roofing job too. Residential roofing and repair, commercial roofs, schools, municipal buildings, office buildings, emergency repairs. If it's roofing, Tom Laporta can do it. Call Tom Laporta right now on his cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaContracting.com.
You a Florida resident who's concerned about having your estate plan done properly? I'm attorney Barry Siegel with the Siegel Law Group. Come join us at our upcoming Living Trust workshop where we will discuss many of the topics that are on your mind, such as how do I make sure I avoid probate? How do I make sure I avoid guardianship? How do I make sure that I don't spend down my assets and leave myself or my spouse with nothing? What is a power of attorney? What are the healthcare documents I need? These are the topics and much, much more that we will be discussing, and I look forward to having you join us at our upcoming workshop where not only will you get an education to help you learn what you need to know to protect yourself and your family and gain peace of mind, but by coming you are also entitled to a discount certificate that can reduce the cost of protecting your family and your loved ones as well. Come join us. Look forward to seeing you.
The next workshop with Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group is Tuesday, December 3rd at 10 a.m. at the Siegel Law Group's main office in Boca. To reserve your spot, call toll-free 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Callers on hold. Stand by. Our number 1-888-465-2631. Friday is open phones on Friday. We call it Open MAGA Mike Friday. Of course, we're celebrating President Trump's brilliant move of Pam Bondi. I'm asking you guys, was Pam Bondi the choice all along? And it looks like they really played a really good game against these establishment Washington jerks. All right, back to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yes.
This is Brad from Tennessee.
Hey, Tennessee. What's up?
Yeah, I just had a question. I guess about 48 hours ago, I guess Biden, agreed to the for the missiles that we gave Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
And my question was, if Biden does get into World War III, whenever the election comes up, I mean, I know there was some debate in the past, previous podcast you had, where you talked about like they're going to try to.
Now, first off, I don't want to take offense, but this is not a podcast. This is a radio show, little elevated from these podcasters, but that's okay.
On YouTube.
Okay.
Radio station.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Question, like, is there going to be like an issue like where Biden, like, because I guess there's not been like in a.
Listen, he is the president until noon on Inauguration Day. All right. Although so there's not going to be of what. What issue?
Hey, just World War III. I mean, I'm just saying.
Well, no, hold on. Slow down first. You talk kind of fast for a guy from Tennessee. Yeah, aren't you Southern guys slow talkers? You're wondering if World War III happened, right? If Biden starts World War III, you're worried that what might happen. I don't understand what your question is.
Well, I'm just saying that there hasn't been a transfer of power, like from Biden back to Trump in the middle of, like of any president in the middle of war. So I just didn't know if that was going to be an issue.
That's not true. No. We have been at war with changing of presidents, and we've had elections. It's happened. But there's not going to be World War III. And the reason there's you're wondering if he would stay president, Biden? Is that what you're? No, please. No. I mean, we had elections during the Vietnam War.
I was just curious.
I mean, okay, all right, I appreciate the call. In fact, I mean, we had, let's see, well, Eisenhower started Vietnam. So we had Eisenhower, we had Kennedy, we had Johnson, and we had Nixon. And wasn't Ford president when Saigon fell? So we had like 5 presidents during Vietnam alone. And how many presidents did we have during the endless war in Afghanistan, right? Bush, Obama, Trump, and Biden. All right, so we had 4 presidents during this war on terror lie that they sold us on the left. So, these people, I don't know where people get stuff. You know what the problem is? Like podcasts. A lot of these people that do podcasts, they're stupid, and they say stupid things to rile people up. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine.
Hey, Jeff.
Well, we got the most important one. Abraham Lincoln won re-election during the Civil War, which was the worst war we ever was in.
You know, and I got to tell you, the Civil War, the accurate title is the Democrat insurrection against the federal government, right? They lost the election, and they attacked Fort Sumter. And the Democrats had the nerve to put up a candidate. They had a Democrat National Convention and put up a candidate against Lincoln when they were in the middle of a bloody insurrection. And then they shot him and killed him when he won.
That's right. And we got to, I don't know how many of your listeners know this, but there was more people killed in the Civil War than all other wars combined.
More Americans. Because everybody was an American on both sides. But yeah, you're right. You're right. The Democrats, they should have outlawed the Democrat Party after that. They really should have.
Well, how about the Communist Party of America that ran at the end of World War II? They just changed their name to Socialist Democrats, and it's what's out of that, Brian.
Exactly. So what do you think? Do you think Pam Bondi was Trump's choice all along?
I do. I believe he has ways of exposing rhinos in the House and the Senate, and he's going to expose them more and more as we go. I believe that Matt Gaetz would better serve as senator and have Laura Trump governor. She ran the best re-election campaign ever. She is very sharp. She knows how to run things. She'd be a great governor.
Absolutely. Yeah, she's awesome. They're in big trouble, I got to tell you. These lawfare people, some of them are going to go to prison with Pam Bondi as Attorney General. You know, it's going to be beautiful.
I think this, you know, one place I would like to see DeSantis, you know, and I think he needs to prove himself, but in FEMA, his response to disasters in Florida was very good.
He's good at that. He's good at that. Yeah. But you can't trust him. He lied to Trump and he lied to MAGA in Florida for his reelection, and then he betrayed Trump. So you can't trust him. But he's got an opportunity now. Who he picks as the replacement for Marco Rubio in the Senate will say a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, you have any ideas who that might be?
Nobody knows. Everybody's just throwing names out, you know? Nobody knows. And, you know, he may... I wouldn't be surprised if he picked Jeb Bush. I must tell you, it wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me at all. I'm not saying he's going to pick Jeb Bush, but if he did, I would not be shocked.
I think I would be. I just don't trust the Bushes.
They're friends. They're friends. They're best buds, Jeb and DeSantis.
I never knew that.
He was, and Jeb Bush was our governor for 8 years. He stood next to Ron. He was a great governor, Jeb Bush, a great governor, and he stood next to Ron DeSantis when he was sworn into his second term 2 years ago.
Oh, so I think that Trump, you know, I'm not going to we're not going to tell Trump what to do, right? Because we know the art of the deal, in that Trump is playing chess while all others are playing.
He knows. Listen. Every choice he's made has been, and everything he's done has been so outside the box. Who are we to give him advice? What he is doing is another level. It's like Elon Musk brilliant. All these political moves he's making.
You know, you look at Pascal and Elon Musk, and all these picks that he's picking are just phenomenal. Mm-hmm. He's going to have the best cabinet ever formed in U.S. government history, I believe.
Yeah, and it's so bipartisan. I mean, we got Bobby Kennedy, we've got Tulsi. I know she's not a Democrat anymore, but come on, that was like 2 days ago. She was a Democrat practically. I mean, it's a bipartisan cabinet. And for a guy that hates women, you hags on the View, Pam Bondi as chief of staff, Tulsi. I mean, what does he got to do to, you know, for them to get rid of that stupid lie, that slander that he hates women?
Or Trump, you know.
Yes.
It wasn't because she was a Trump, you know, married into a Trump. She is a diehard constitutional conservative. She's doing. Mm-hmm. You know, there's more women coming, I believe, in that Trump administration.
No doubt.
You know, they're not going to be able to come out and say all this. He's not. I just lost the word.
That's okay.
Fighting the Democrats to join his team and women. I mean, he's doing everything they say he can't do.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Unifying people, and he's building a base of Americans that are going to put America first. And once everyone realizes that, there's going to be more people coming on this train.
That's right.
In the next 4 years, J.D. Vance is going to have a team behind him that's going to be incredible.
Yeah, and you know, J.D. Vance, Vice President J.D. Vance, he's been camped out at Mar-a-Lago with Trump and Elon Musk, and he's been doing all kinds of great stuff. All right, I got to run, Jeff. Great call. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane Show.
Hi, it's Brian Craig. Let me ask you this. Are you planning on retiring in the next 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, at any point in your life? Or are you already retired? Listen, economically, it's a mess with the stock market ups and downs and inflation out of control. In fact, it's the highest inflation rate in 40 years. You need a plan of action for your retirement plans. You need the advice of a retirement expert who can help you protect your money, guarantee your income, and stop losing money. Joe Thomas
is
president of Retirement Network Advisors, South Florida's premier retirement
Is there any? We can't go too long because things are kind of tight. But is there anything in particular we should touch on?
With him. You know Joe and Ginny from right here on True Oldies.
Okay.
He's the host of the
That's
Jupiter
great.
Joe
Okay,
Money
you
Show,
got it.
and he's been doing that for over a decade. You need Jupiter Joe's book, The Retirement Know-It-All. Mention my name, Brian Craig, and receive a free copy of his ebook. Go to JupiterJoe.com or call 561-743-0999. That's 561-743-0999. Take advantage of his free phone consultation too. Go to JupiterJoe.com or call 561-743-0999. Have you put off buying new tires because you thought they were too expensive? Find friendly prices at Friendly Tire in Margate on both new and used tires. New tires as low as $70 a tire. That's out the door and on the road because Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445.
Hi, I'm Sloan Smith. We love our Florida sunshine, but a hot house? Definitely not. At All Year, we offer same-day AC service and installation. Need to stay cool? Yes, all year. Need help today? Yes, all year. Zero down financing? Yes, all year. We're South Florida's #1 for comfort because our family is serving your family all year. Call us today at 833-ALL-YEAR. That's 833-ALL-YEAR.
Medicare recipients, listen up. Open enrollment is the only time of year you can make changes to your existing Medicare plan. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors, no matter where you're located in the state of Florida, for expert help this open enrollment period. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. That's 954-753-8080.
We take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on the air.
Alrighty, we're back. There is only one opening on the board. Callers on hold, stand by. You know, the countdown has begun. March 30th, we leave on our 2025 Trump Victory MAGA Cruise, where you could spend a week with Steve Kane and me, Brian Craig. And on the line, we have Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. Hey, Ian. Oh, did I put you on the... Oh, did I lose you? All right, Ian, you with it? Okay, I got to hit the button that says on. That fig... Okay. What up? Yeah, so on the line we have Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. And I was talking earlier, Ian, a lot of people, they come alone. There's a lot of singles that come, people that come alone. And you're not going to be alone because we have a great group of people, and you'll meet new friends and family that you have for life. But also a lot of families. We have some people in our group where the entire family comes.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah.
Go with the kids.
Yeah, sometimes people bring their children. Sometimes people bring their not just their wives and husbands, but they bring mom and dad with them. I mean, we have entire families that come together as a group on each and every cruise, by the way. And it's a great MAGA group. And yesterday, you just said something in passing. You said, oh, you know, cruise makes a great gift for Christmas or Hanukkah. And boom, people called you up and wanted to buy the cruise as a gift to their significant other for Christmas and the holidays as well. And it is a great holiday gift, Ian.
It absolutely is. I mean, a 7-night luxury vacation, including drinks and Wi-Fi and awesome people and camaraderie. I mean,
yeah.
It sounds like a winner for me.
Yeah, and those of you that have been on our cruises in the past, we're going to be doing things on this cruise we've never done before, even on board the ship. And there's a lot of exciting, fun things. And we have some special parties and everything that we're doing. And that, of course, everything's private and exclusive. But that doesn't mean you're locked in with the group. You can stay with us or not, and run wild. But it does make a great gift. The cruise for anyone on your gift giving list. But if you're coming alone, don't worry. We have people that come every year that are singles, and they come on, and this will be the 6th cruise for some people to sail alone. But you're never alone because we've got our great group. So we're leaving on March 30th for 7 days on the Celebrity Ascent this time. And where are we going again? I always forget. Puerto Plata.
St. Martin, St. Thomas. St. Thomas is the home of the banana daiquiri.
Oh yeah, and the Virgin Islands, and I know last time I went there, I went to this bar that was at the top of the highest mountain on the island, and it was like 15, 20 degrees cooler than it was down below. It was so high up, it was really cool. And we have shore excursions at every port of call, which are also privatized. Call Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot. Now, two things. One, if you get Ian's answer machine, leave your name and number. He will call you back. Two, this is a private group. To go on our MAGA cruise, you've got to book through Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. Okay? Very important. His number, 561-244-5779. 561-244-5779. That's 561-244-5779 for Ian at Cruise and Travel Depot. Did I leave anything out, Ian?
I think you covered it. Have a great weekend.
All right, I'll talk to you soon. Take care, and you're all invited. Well, not all of you, but no liberal stowaways allowed, but the rest of you are invited. Okay, let's go. We're celebrating Pam Bondi as the Attorney General of the United States to bring these lawfare criminals to justice. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, good morning, Brian. Danielle calling from Michigan.
Hey, Danielle, what's up?
Hey, great show so far. I just wanted to make a quick comment before I talk about Bondi. In regards to the WW3 calls that you're getting, people need to just kind of take a chill pill, relax. We got more work ahead of us, and like God says, fear not, have no fear.
You know, I'll tell you, there's a lot of, there's a lot of people that do shows and have things like this, and they fantasize, I don't know, I guess Dungeons and Dragons is out, so they fantasize about World War III. Putin, we have grown-ups now back with the Trump administration. Putin is not going to let that happen. You know, he may have to do some response because, you know, the head of the Ukrainian military said World War III has already begun. What a bunch of jerks. They're a tiny country up against this massive country, and all they care about is stealing money from the U.S. Treasury. But Putin and Trump are not going to let Biden and Zelensky get us into a nuclear conflict. It's not going to happen. And I'll tell you what, if NATO allows it, screw NATO. They're on their own.
No, I totally agree. I think God is really with this administration, and I think everyone just needs to kind of take a breath and just kind of have a little faith here.
Mm-hmm.
This may play out, it may get scary, but, you know, in the end, you know, Trump's coming back.
He's already back.
Yeah, he's back, yeah. My comment to you, very interesting, if it was you and Richie maybe. You know, I never thought about it, but, you know, I thought something was really strange. I love Matt. I met Matt Gaetz, spoke with him, great guy. I thought it was really kind of strange how quickly he steps down. After some of the rhinos and Republicans revealed themselves, he stepped down awful quickly. I thought, God, this is kind of strange. Trump had her picked from the beginning, I believe. I believe you guys are right. You're onto something.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Hey, let me tell you something. She might be tougher than him.
She is. She's much tougher than Matt Gaetz. And she is what Kamala Harris tried to pass herself off as, a tough prosecutor and an attorney general. She's really been to court and tried cases, and she's very, very tough. You would not mess around with Pam Bondi.
I agree with you guys. I really agree. He's so many steps. He's such a genius. He's so many steps ahead of everything. And I think it was a really smart pick. And I'm hoping. Let me ask you this. I'm hoping it's
Kash Patel for the FBI director. Yeah, that'd be great.
I mean, they're floating around that guy from Michigan, Roger.
Well, okay. Steve Bannon's I love Kash Patel, no doubt about it. Okay, nothing, but Bannon's pushing Kash Patel. He's pushing, and he's a lot of the dialogue about Kash Patel is coming from Bannon, and I don't know how in Bannon is right now. I don't know. Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. Maybe it's on the down low. I don't know. But most of the Kash Patel's perfect.
I hope it is going to be cash. He would be, and you notice, and they're probably not going to call it today. They won't call him in on a Friday. They're going to make this is going to be...
Well, the FBI director is different than a cabinet post, okay? The FBI, you know, when Ray's the FBI director, right? FBI directors are not like cabinet members are there just for the time of the president. New president, they're out. The FBI director, their appointment is to a 10-year term, So for the FBI director, Trump would have to come in and fire Ray and then announce who he's going to replace him with. So it's not going to come out, I don't think, like it could. You never know with Trump, but the chance it's unlikely to be like, okay, Kash Patel is going to be the FBI. We may not know that till January, February.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're probably right. That's why it's, probably right. Good point.
I mean, why turn the FBI against him right now, right?
Probably right.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I tell you, once he announces that, oh, man. Yeah, no, you're right, Brian. That's a good point. I didn't think about that. But I do like the Pam Bondi pick. I think he's got a strategy. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. Now we got a new person that was just exposed that we got to watch for. Curtis. I think Curtis, the rhino that came.
You know, this is the thing, okay? You know, I was talking when we had Jupiter Joe Thomas in the other day, and I was telling him, you know, when you're the financial advisor, it's, you can worry for me, right? That's what your job is. I don't worry about it. That's how you got to look at it with Trump. Don't worry about anything. Trump is he's the guy. There's no man who's ever been president who's been as competent as him. And look at how, like, I give an example of his brilliance this time, although, you know, just one. The Gaetz thing, he didn't come out and defend these Gaetz against these allegations. He didn't say, he's like, okay, he stepped aside, okay, he's a good guy, and moved on. He's not getting involved, either is JD, with defending anything they do to the press. That's a total different. Trump's got everything under control. You've got nothing to worry about. Let Trump worry. He knows more than we know.
Hey, let Trump be Trump. You know,
That's right.
Trump, and you're exactly right. I mean, I'm loving it, and I'm not going to worry about wars and rumors of wars. I mean, hey, we got to go full.
Listen, there's a lot of no talents doing shows that say stupid things to get through a show on a slow news day. Exactly. That's exactly right. All right, I gotta run, but thank you for the call. Great call. If you're on hold, stand by. We're gonna take our break for the top of the hour. 1 hour down, 2 to go. Remember, open phones on Friday, open MAGA mic Friday on this cold front. It was 55 degrees when I came in today. Oh my goodness. That's the dead of winter in South Florida. I'm Brian, it's the Steve Kane Show. We'll be back after our top of the hour break. Oh, man. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, guys, okay? And if you're already sub, please like the video. If you're on hold, hang in there. I am just 1,400 subscribers away from 90,000. So thank you so much, guys, for your support of the channel. It's greatly appreciated. 1,400 subscribers away from 90,000. And you may have heard that the Trump White House are going to give White House press credentials to YouTubers and things like that. That 100,000 would give me the press credentials to the Trump press conferences, that at Mar-a-Lago and at the White House. So, you know, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. You know, we're 1,400 away from 90,000. That means we're hop, skip, and a jump away from the 100K. And could you see me? Of course, I would wear a suit. I'd go and buy a new suit. Could you see me getting called on by President Trump at a press conference? Wouldn't that be amazing? You could help make that happen. If he could be that 100,000. I will, when I'm starting to get close to that, I'll go and buy a new suit. Okay? So I'll have a go bag ready so that I can go to that press conference. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And I don't usually push for that, but I want that. I want to be able to go to the Trump press conferences. And since I'm here, Mar-a-Lago is right down the street. Could you imagine? I could go to the regular press conferences at Mar-a-Lago if I get to that 100,000 subscribers. It's possible. So help me get there, guys. It would mean a lot. Wouldn't that be wild? I would go to the Men's Warehouse like I always do to buy a new suit. I buy all my suits at the Men's Warehouse. All my suits. I've got 3 suits, and of my 3 suits, one of them is the one I got married in, so 28 years ago. So that one's a little out of style. That's a little retro with the shoulder pads and all that. But I've got 2 other suits. But I'd go out and buy a blue suit. I've got a red Trump tie that a listener gave me. I'd wear my red Trump tie, but I would definitely buy a new suit.
Any lab test now at Coral Springs is on the southeast corner of University and Randallwood by the Coral Square Mall. Call any lab test now at Boca at 561-237-5009. Any lab test now at Coral Springs number is 954-906-5983. And don't forget to mention that you heard about them on the radio.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new and used tires. I have many suppliers. Whatever car or truck you have, I can get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977-9445. I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
Hi, this is Barry Siegel, and I'd like to invite you to join us at the Siegel Law Group when we do our upcoming Living Trust Workshop. At the workshop, you're going to learn things that can help you protect yourself and your family and give you peace of mind. You're going to learn things such as
We'll be back right after this.
Probate, how to avoid guardianship, why your estate plan may not work, what is bloodline protection, and how to fund your trust, and much, much more.
The next workshop with Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group is Tuesday, December 3rd at 10 a.m. at the Siegel Law Group's main office in Boca. To reserve your spot, call toll-free 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, hour number 2 has begun. There's 2 openings on the board at 1-888-465-2631. It is open phones on Friday only. Today's Friday. Open MAGA Mike Friday. The show prep is up to you all. The other 4 days, it's up to me and Steve. And, of course, today we're celebrating Trump's incredible move with Pam Bondi. These lawfare people. You know what I'm really looking forward to her investigating? Who was behind the assassination attempts on Trump. Those stories have completely evaporated. You know, the golf course assassin, we still know nothing about that case. How did he get that AK-47? Who was he staying with? And how long, when he was here? How long was he? Yeah, come on. There's all kinds of, she'll get to the bottom of all of that. All right, let's go back to our phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning, Brian. It's Nick out of Baltimore.
Hey, Nick.
It was a great show, by the way, and it was a great pick, and I think it was the plan all along. There was a reason they were conferring all that time down in Mar-a-Lago, and Trump isn't engaging with the press, so it's quite different this time around than the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So
what do you think? So you agree with me that Trump wanted Bondi all along, so why did they do all these hoops with Gaetz?
Well, I think Gaetz was just basically a decoy to smoke out the rhinos and the people who weren't going to go along with Trump's plan.
And he absolutely did that.
And those people are in a lot of trouble. And now,
oh yes,
with Casey conceding in Pennsylvania, finally, we're even stronger. So when January comes, in just 58 days actually, when Trump takes over, it's just going to be wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Nixon was the one, by the way. The Nixon administration was in office when Saigon fell.
Were they? It was okay. Ford wasn't in yet. Oh, it was close.
75, I think.
When did Nixon resign? It was 75. He resigned, right?
No, it was August of 74. But I think Nixon was in.
Okay, well, whatever it was, we've had president. Don't worry about World War III is not happening. Trump and Putin aren't going to allow it.
And Putin came out and said he wants to negotiate he can't wait to negotiate with Trump. He's not even talking to Biden. So, and Putin's not a dumb man.
By the way, you're calling from Baltimore. Any updates on that bridge collapse? There was all kinds of talk of terrorist attack when that happened, when that ship ran into that bridge in Baltimore, and then it's disappeared from the news. Is that evaporated? Was it really an accident with that ship that knocked the bridge down?
They're saying it was an accident.
Of course.
I don't think it was, but they're saying it was, and it's still like in limbo. But when Trump gets in, that'll get all straightened out.
All right, appreciate the call, Nick. Well, it's Baltimore. Take care, man. Appreciate the call. Oh, there was a fake news story yesterday about a bunch of ambulances leaving Mar-a-Lago, and somebody put it up on social media, and it started a panic. And then it was reported they were part of J.D. Vance's motorcade, because they have ambulances in these motorcades. And a lot of people were getting upset on social media that so many MAGA people panicked over these ambulances coming out of Mar-a-Lago that were part of J.D. Vance's motorcade. They've tried to kill President Trump twice that we know of, and they shot him once. So anytime, people in MAGA world, as they call us, people are always on the lookout to take care of Trump, like those people that stayed after the shots rang out in Butler. They wanted to make sure he was okay and take care of business if they had to. They were all going to be, they all were prepared to be another Scott Beamer and let's roll. That's what those people were about. So they tried to kill Trump twice. They shot him once. And plus those Iranian squads that were out. So people are always, in the MAGA movement, going to be very sensitive with anything involving the health of President Trump. Okay? And let me tell you, it got shut down in about 30 minutes to an hour after it came out, but even Sebastian Gorka tweeted about the ambulances leaving Mar-a-Lago yesterday. People were starting to panic. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You got to pick up the phone. Yes, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Kathy from Edgewater, Florida.
Hey, what's up, Kathy?
I just have a quick comment, but I love President Trump, and I hope that I'm sure he is, remembering the snake letter that he raised at his rally.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because they're appearing. You see them, like that group that came up, that 6 of them or whatever.
The senators.
Yes.
Well, and there's another one. Rand Paul, yesterday, he came out opposing President Trump's suggestion of using the military with the deportations. What the hell's Rand Paul doing? You can't, Rand Paul, this is why you can't trust libertarians, okay? They screw you all the time. What's he do? First of all, we have a lot of these Democrat blue states and cities are sanctuary states and cities. We've already had the governor of Arizona say she's not going to cooperate. The mayor of Boston, and there have been a few others, are not going to cooperate. So he can't depend on local law enforcement to help with the deportations. He's got to use federal forces. And if he's got to use the military, he's not using the military on U.S. citizens. He'll be using the military to aid in the deportation of foreign invaders of our country. Isn't that what the military is supposed to do?
There is, and they'll cut it off at a part where they'll say they're using it on the Americans.
They're not. They're South Americans. Are not the same as United States of Americans. Okay. And the other thing is this: Rand Paul, shut your mouth. Okay, shut your mouth. Stop disagreeing. Which we got enough Democrats criticizing Trump. What are you doing, Rand Paul? You're trying to be relevant. I guess he's jealous, wants to be in the news.
Yes, that's what's so irritating about it. And those are the snakes that come out.
I agree. All right, I appreciate the call. Take care. And you know that the snake poem is going to be on display in Trump's Presidential Museum, don't you? It's going to be great. All right, 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
I'll second that idea about Rand Paul to keep quiet, man. These Republicans got to smarten up and stop doing anything against President Trump. Otherwise, we'll vote them out. I was watching YouTube, and I saw this clip on, I think it's MSNBC or CNN, and they were saying that we thought we had Matt Gaetz, but now we got the Pam Bondi, and she knows what she's doing, so we're in bad shape because she's going to be able to do everything.
Well, Matt Gaetz is great, but I don't know if he's been a prosecutor. She's perfect. She is unlike Kamala Harris, the wino. Okay, Pam Bondi didn't get to become the Attorney General of a state because she was having sex with a powerful married man. Okay, she did it on her own through work, and she worked as a trial prosecutor, trying criminal cases for real. Okay, not hanging out in the champagne room at clubs in San Francisco, networking. You know what I mean?
And she certainly has a clean record, and she's going to go right through guaranteed. There's nothing they can say negative about her that I can think of.
Oh, they'll find something. No, they'll find something.
Anyway, they're certainly going to try, but I think she'll go right, and she's going to be fantastic. Another fantastic appointment by Trump.
Mm-hmm. All right, I got to run, Doug, but I appreciate the call. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE-1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hey, it's Scott Shannon with a subtle reminder that I'm back on the air this morning right after 10 a.m. with more of your favorite oldies on South Florida's True Oldies channel. Sloman's and their free home security system and free doorbell camera with professional installation offer is here. Yep, finally some great news. How would you like a free doorbell camera? You get a doorbell camera, you get a doorbell camera, and you can get a doorbell camera. The first 40 True Oldies listeners who call 833-283-5050 will get this.
If you're on hold, hang in there. 2 openings on the board.
That connects directly to your smartphone with installation of your Sloan Shield. And that's not all. Sloan's will give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're going to get an LED touchscreen pad, 10 contacts, backup battery, and service plan. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 True Oldies listeners to call 833-283-5050, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with installation of your Sloan Shield. Keep your family safe. Call 833-283-5050. That's 1-833-283-5050.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did, until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
Get ready to take your next cruise to a whole new latitude with Margaritaville at Sea's Black Friday sale. Check this out. Get 60% off guest fares. Bring a third and a fourth guest for free and get onboard credit to make your escape the ultimate license to chill. Sail from Palm Beach on brand new cruises.
We'll be back shortly, guys.
2-night getaways to Nassau. Epic weekend sailings and 4-night voyages to Key West. But don't you wait, because your early access to the best Black Friday cruise deals won't last long. Grab your flip-flops and head to MargaritavilleAtSea.com to sail your way to savings today.
This is Mark Laporta, son of Tom Laporta, and proud second-generation our family business. At LaPorta Roofing, we've been serving our community for nearly 4 decades, and we're committed to continuing that legacy of excellence. Our team specializes in all types of roofing systems, from shingles to tile, slate, metal, and flat roofs. We're the go-to experts for single-family homes, HOA communities, and condo associations. What sets us apart is our unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction. I've personally implemented systems to ensure you receive the best in customer service and workmanship. Don't miss out on our limited time offer for a free roof inspection. Call us now at 954-604-4602 or visit us at laportaroofing.com. Trust the experts who have been protecting homes like yours for generations. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All righty, Carlos on hold, stand by. I'm Brian, Steve Kane Show. A bit of a cold front came into Florida. This morning it was 55 degrees. Oh my goodness, when I was driving in. It was 56 when I was getting ready, and I went out to my car about 15 or 20 minutes before I left and started it up and turned the heat on full blast because I wanted the car to be warm and toasty when I left. And I didn't put the seat heater on because I couldn't figure. I got a new car and I can't figure out how to turn the seat heater on yet. But that's the dead of winter, 55 degrees. That's the dead of winter here in sunny South Florida. And I know today my wife and I, we're going to put the flannel sheets from MyPillow on the bed tonight for the weekend. You know, doing your Christmas shopping at MyPillow, you will find something for everyone on your gift-giving list. There's incredible deals that you can use our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at checkout for all the specials. You give the gift of any of these great MyPillow products, whether it's the sheets, the slippers, the bathrobes, the pillows, whatever you get, the pet beds. Whoever you give them to will love them and will appreciate them for years to come. So go to MyPillow.com. Use our promo code KANE at checkout. Do your Christmas shopping, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com. You can also order by phone, toll-free, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. Another call from Baltimore.
Man, we're hot in Baltimore.
Yeah, we're hot in Baltimore. No, it's 33 degrees right now in Baltimore.
Oh, we would shut down kids. If it was 33 today, they'd close the schools here. You think I'm kidding? They'd close the schools. Yeah. Yeah, 33 in November. Yeah, they closed the schools today. We don't have clothes for that.
Okay. Well, it's 33 right now. You can enjoy that 52 for a minute. But anyhow, I am excited about President Trump's pick. You know, it's like he traded in the pit bull for the pit bull's mother. And I just love it. I like what's happening. And Matt Gaetz resigning, it was a genius move because it just really put everybody on office. All the Democrats just went toe bonkers and do the worst of what they have. And I think the rest of the people that he wants to get in will be easily confirmed.
And you know what? When they realized real quick that, wait a minute, he resigned from his current term. He just got reelected for that. He's still going to be in Congress. Matt Gaetz. They were physically ill on MSNBC when they found that out. It was so much fun to watch.
Well, he's playing chess all the time, and I agree with you that he and Putin are smart enough not to let this thing get out of hand. I believe they're talking, or at least through some people that they're communicating. Because it seems to me that Joe Biden, at this point, we know he has dementia. And with the decisions coming out of that White House, especially escalating this war, when we're trying to get to a peaceful stance.
Well, and I'll tell you something. When Biden was, when he was wandering around the Amazon and he took the picture with the world leaders and he was in the back, that ain't going to happen with Trump. Remember when Trump was at that world leader meeting in Europe and he pushed his way and elbowed his way in the front of the line?
I love it.
And he was elbowing presidents and prime ministers and got right to the front where the president of the United States rightfully belongs.
Absolutely. He took his rightful place right there in the center.
Hell yeah.
And I loved it. But anyway, just have a great weekend. I know that you're going to have some more posts, or you're going to be doing some things this weekend.
Absolutely.
As Nick has suggested, I will start seeing what you're doing on the weekend.
All right, appreciate the call. Yeah, you know, those of you that don't follow me on YouTube, you really should. Brian Craig Show on YouTube. I do live streams and shows all the time on YouTube, and I have a studio at home where I take live calls, just like I do here. I take calls from home and everything else, and you should most definitely follow me. You know, Carolyn Levitt, our new press secretary, said they're going to give press credentials to like YouTubers and stuff. And I am going to do everything I can do to get a press pass to go to the press briefings, especially because a lot of them are going to be at Mar-a-Lago, and Mar-a-Lago is right down the street, you know, and they do those press briefings like around 10, so I could get off the air here and just almost walk to Mar-a-Lago and get to ask the President of the United States a question. So could you imagine? I would be so excited. I would be so excited to do that. And if you don't follow me on YouTube, do Brian Craig Show, and I would appreciate it if you did. All right, guys. Okay, let's go back. One opening on the board. Oh no opening on the board. Every line is lit. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Nope. Hello. You're on once, twice. Okay, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. How you doing? This is Maria from Florida.
Hey, Maria.
Hey, how you doing?
All right. How are you?
I'm good. I apologize for not calling. It's been a while since I called. But I have a couple words I have to say. Donald J. Trump did an awesome job. He is doing a great job with his cabinet pick. But that guy in the Senate, Miss McConnell, oh my God.
Oh, what a jerk.
Yeah, he is.
He's a Chinese asset.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think right now everyone that voted for Trump watching these senators, and I can tell you right now, it's blowing my mind how nasty and disgusting they is to do something like that. Not only to a person that they don't know, they know Matt Gaetz, and that was unfair. The way they went out to the media and knew stuff about Matt Gaetz and put a whole kind, and they the one put the dirt out there on him.
And it was such a good play because I was shocked when Matt Gaetz resigned from Congress, and it didn't even occur to me that he was resigning from this term, not the one he just got reelected to. So he's still going to be in Congress. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was the biggest fake out in history.
Yeah. and they thought they was the media thought they were gonna open up their show, Rachel Maddow and the racist lady on MSNBC.
Joy Reid. Yeah,
she's so racist. But anyway,
Let me ask you, because you're a black woman, all right? Okay, I've got one of my oldest friends. He's a white guy like me, right? We've been friends since we were 16. He has always and exclusively dated black women. I don't think he's ever touched the hand of a white woman that he wasn't related to. And he lives in a black world, right? And he's on like his third marriage. All his wives and ex-wives are all black. He lives in a total black world where he's the only white guy. And he tells me, he says, they forget I'm white. They forget I'm white. And he says, you wouldn't believe how black people talk about white people when you're not around. and what I wonder is, and sometimes I get a little of that with my daughter's friends. They forget that I'm white sometimes, and I'll hear something, I kind of laugh, And but don't most black people think about white people the way Joy Reid thinks? She's just more open about it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So most black people are racist and hate white people.
Most I'm connected with, yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. And you know what I think it is, like with Joy Reid, they think we think that way about black people. And it's just not true.
Exactly. I have a personal white friend, and she act more black than I do. And she's a really cool person. She's the best person. She's one of my best friends, and she white. And we met each other through work, and we've been friends for about now going on 20 years. And me and her, we act like we sisters. So
Yeah.
at all.
Is that sister with an R or an A at the end?
She's
Sister or sister? I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Well, you know, okay, appreciate the call. All right, appreciate the call. I gotta run. All right, Maria in Florida. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. There's one opening on the board. Our number 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
It's the Steve Kane Show.
Okay.
Show's gone by fast.
Yeah, I know. I'm ready for the weekend to be here.
Same.
Pretty tired. It's been a busy couple of months. Usually things slow down after the election, but they're just getting busier.
Well, it's,
'Cause usually after the election, I'll take a few days off. It's just been so busy.
Did you take off for
one day?
Christmas?
Yeah, I had to take off one day. I mean, Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh, I will take off on Christmas Day if it's during the week. Absolutely.
I was about to say, I think Vic was saying that if you weren't, he was going to want to play music in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
So, I like the Christmas music, I should say.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely be off on Christmas morning. Are you kidding?
So, I'll definitely let them know that.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve, no? And Christmas Day,
Eve,
yes?
I'll be here.
Okay, just confirming. I want to make sure if Mike asks to confirm.
Yeah, but Christmas
Eve,
Day
Christmas
and maybe
Day.
the day after. I don't know. But certainly Christmas Day.
Okay, perfect. I'll make sure to tell them because I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna ask me confirm or not.
Yeah.
And then I know we weren't here for Thanksgiving last year, right?
I will not be here on Thanksgiving. I might do a live stream on YouTube from home, but I'm not going to come in on Thanksgiving.
Gotcha.
Probably.
Gotcha. All right, perfect.
Yeah. Do that, guys. So if I'm not here on the radio on Thanksgiving, I'll be on YouTube. Steve likes to work on the holidays, but he doesn't leave his house. His studio's in his house, so it's easy for him to say. Now, guys, I want to recommend this incredible book. This is one of our YouTube watchers. He's a good guy, Michael Cook. He wrote this book, Over 55 and Alive, and it's a book about life in your 50s. And you can look it up on Amazon, but there's also a link in the description of the video. Over 55 and Alive from author Michael Cook. It's available in Kindle, paperback, and audiobook. He's a good guy. He loves the show, and you'll enjoy his book. And he's supporting me, so if you could do me the favor of supporting him. Over 55 and Alive from author Michael Cook, available on Amazon in every format. And there's a link in the description of the video to the book.
Talk about amazing kielbasa. Crocus Deli in North Lauderdale is a must if you love Polish food. They have a variety of Polish sausage, bacons, Polish cheeses, ham and pork loins, even Polish hot dogs. Crocus Deli has such amazing homemade foods like goulash, pork and bacon, homemade soups, and more. You have to check out Crocus Deli. The bakery is out of this world. Stop by for delicious Polish food. CrocusDeliFL.com for directions or call 954-722-8006.
Medicare recipients solicit Listen up. Open enrollment is the only time of year you can make changes to your existing Medicare plan. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors, no matter where you're located in the state of Florida, for expert help this open enrollment period. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. That's 954-753-8080.
Do you have questions about retirement? Hi, it's Kathy Green, co-host of the Jupiter Joe Money Show. Tune in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday at 6 p.m. and Saturday mornings at 7:30 a.m. to the Jupiter Joe Money Show, where we answer all kinds of questions about retirement right here on your True Oldies channel.
Mike Lindell is offering wholesale pricing for Christmas. A standard MyPillow, just $14.88. They've never been offered this low before. That's right, just $14.88. And free shipping on orders over $75. So go to MyPillow.com right now and use our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, and get the standard MyPillow for just $14.88. The lowest price ever. You can also order by phone. 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years.
All righty. 32 minutes after the hour. Every line on the board is lit. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. My name's Brian. And, of course, we're celebrating this incredible move that Donald Trump made with Pam Bondi as the Attorney General. These lawfare monsters, they're going to go to prison with Pam Bondi. She does not play. She's the real deal. Unlike Kamala, okay, who claims to have done all this stuff in the courtrooms. Pam Bondi's done it. It is open phones on Open MAGA Mike Friday, but I was asking this question of listeners today, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Was Pam Bondi Trump's choice all along? We've been talking about this all morning. He smoked out these disloyal, fake rhino Republican senators that weren't going to support his pick, right? Now we know who not to trust and who to trust in the Senate. So what are your thoughts? Was Pam Bondi Trump's first choice, and he and Matt Gaetz just smoked out some disloyal Republicans in the Senate? All right, every line on the board is lit, so I'm not even going to give out the phone number. I'll just go to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, so my big thing is I'm fine with Pam Bondi.
Oh, good. I'm glad you approve.
Yeah, of course. Great lady, way better than Kamala could ever be. But my big thing is why is everybody trying to act like what Matt Gaetz allegedly did couldn't be bad?
What he allegedly did allegedly could be bad. So what does that mean? We should indict a guy and trash a guy for something we don't even know that it happened or not?
Oh no. That's definitely not what we should do to somebody that's in a public.
Who is defending sex with underage people?
Well, I feel like most of the Trump side.
Nobody's defending that.
It seems like quite a bit that because I'm a big Republican.
Oh, I can tell. Yeah.
It seems like a lot of the MAGA supporters seem to.
Wait, you're not MAGA? You're not MAGA?
No, sir. I'm old school Republican.
What does that mean? What does that mean? You're a Republican, but what do you not support that Donald Trump supports?
I don't support the bullying of other Republican candidates to believe what Trump wants.
Slow down. So who is Trump bullied?
He's bullied Mike Pence multiple times because Mike Pence didn't want.
No, he didn't bully Mike Pence. When you say bully, what does that mean? What did he do that you call bullying?
Mike Pence multiple times with lawyers and with
pressured. You're aware that you in America you have a right to due process. People hire lawyers in cases all the time. That's not bullying. It's called the American system. But give me a policy. But I don't want to talk about things from 4 years ago. We won. Give me a policy. Oh, he hung up. He hung up on me, guys. I did not hang up on that guy, that fake Republican. What I was going to ask him to give me a policy of Trump's, that he doesn't support. You got to be careful, guys. There's a lot of fake Republicans out there. A lot of fake Republicans. A lot of fake. You know, he didn't try to pass himself off as MAGA, but there's a new movement. See, before we go back to the phones, there's a big liberal, both in popularity and in physical stature, that is talking like MAGA right now. Who's that jerk from the Young Turks? He used to be on MSNBC. That Chint Uger or whatever his name is. You know what I'm talking about? And he's talking like he's a Republican now. Really talking like he's MAGA. And the Democrats are in big trouble. I'm not going to go through a whole thing about this right now because I want to go back to the phones. But there's a lot of liberals that are going to pretend to have been red-pilled and try to infiltrate our movement and talk crap like that guy. Be careful. Just because someone says they're a Republican doesn't mean they're a Republican. Just because someone says they're MAGA doesn't mean they're MAGA. Look at Candace Owens. Fake MAGA. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
George.
No. See? All right, that worked out perfectly. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Joe from Royal Palm Beach.
Hey, Joe in Royal Palm Beach. What's up?
Every time I want to talk about something, I listen to the callers, and it makes me like forget what I want to say because it enrages me when you have these fools call.
Yeah.
I mean, it like throws me off my topic. Like I want to.
Mm-hmm.
I purposely waited to Friday because I like what you said the other day about 5 years ago when Trump got elected that you wouldn't believe in all these conspiracies and stuff like that. And now you believe in pretty much all of them because they would not stop at anything. It just makes you wonder what that we really don't know other than the things that are out now that really makes me sick. Like the stuff that we don't really get privy to.
Yeah.
Whatever, like you say, I used to be like, he's too much Trump, believes in Trump. And I'm like, no, man, you have to really believe, like, he's going all the way. Like, don't question, like, I used to like, you can't trust in one man, but you got me really thinking, like, we got to just put our faith all, everything he does is not going to always work, but you got to put a faith in Trump, like, everything he does. Because we have nobody else. That's the only person. And, like, you brought me that way, because I used to want to debate you on it, and I'm like, the things you say, and I'm like, he's right. Like if you changed, I changed. We all have the mind to change, and I think we have to keep the way your message is, because the podcasting are cool, but the radio, you do a really great job on the radio because the normies do not listen. You are the only one putting straight facts about deep state and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's important. That's very important because people don't get that. NBC and not even Fox, that they do not spread real knowledge and information because that's the key.
Yeah.
Taking from that, you can't go backwards.
That's right. That's why we call it red pill from the Matrix.
Pill.
That's right. All right. Appreciate the call. Thanks so much, and appreciate the kind words too. All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you? Oh, did we interrupt another conversation? Oh, this is me. You're on the air. Turn down the radio. Oh my goodness. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. It's Sandra from Boca.
All right, Sandra. What's up?
I wanted your comments on what is this with Joe Biden giving Ukraine the go-ahead to put U.S. missiles into Russia, those long-range missiles into Russia.
It's insane. It's an act of war against Russia. I mean, it's insane.
Yes. And what do you think Biden's motive was? Is just to leave?
There's two motives. There's two motives. One, they're trying to create a massive war that Trump can't get out of. That's one thing. That sabotage Trump. But, if you go back, Miranda Devine's book, Laptop from Hell, which everyone should get, I recommend the audiobook, okay? Joe Biden, he came out of retirement to run for president because his son Beau died, okay? He was retired, Joe. He was doing all these crooked deals and everything, but Beau was supposed to take over the family business of being a corrupt politician. He probably would have been the senator from Delaware, and he was going to continue Joe's legacy of corruption and bribery, and he died. And everybody else in the Biden family is a low-life drug addict degenerate and can't get elected to anything. And when you have a family of degenerate low-life addicts, they blow the money faster than it comes in. And Joe Biden came back into politics to make enough money to set his degenerate scumbag family up financially for the rest of their lives because Bo died and couldn't carry on the family business. Okay? And so I think what he's doing is some final payoffs to the donors, to the military-industrial complex. That's what I think. But you know what? Yeah.
They even, the military of Ukraine, are they able to like fire those missiles?
They're corrupt. About a year ago, the Ukrainian equivalent to Secretary of Defense, his daughter was in Miami on a yacht that she chartered, making Instagram videos, dancing around. How the hell did she pay for the yacht with our money? They're corrupt. They don't want the Zelensky and the Ukrainian military and government don't want the war to end because they're getting rich off of it. They don't want the war to end, so they want to prolong the war forever.
President Trump is doing something maybe behind the scenes to kind of calm.
He doesn't have to. Listen. Trump is brilliant, and Putin's a brilliant guy too. Okay, they don't have to have communication to know what's going on here and not escalate things. They know. They're silently communicating. You ever have anybody in your life like that? You know, maybe a spouse or somebody. You don't have to say the words to know. You just know. You can communicate almost telepathy, using telepathy. Putin and Trump do not need to talk to know what's going on and stop this from going on.
Well, I just hope it doesn't escalate to something, because
it won't.
It's like, does the military of Ukraine
let me
operate our missiles?
No, it's us. No, it's us doing it because
directly did it.
All of these things we're giving them, these weapon systems, are high-tech computer operated. The computers are in English. The Ukrainians speak Ukrainian. Okay, they don't have enough fluent speakers to run all this equipment in Ukraine. It's us. I'm sure we have people on the ground launching these. And Putin will do some responses, but he's not going to escalate to nuclear war. But if it happens, let Europe burn. We've already, how many Americans have died for the first 2 world wars that Europe gave us? They're on their own if they start another one, as far as I'm concerned. Who cares?
Yep. So, I don't know. It's just something on my mind I wanted to bring up.
No, it's awful.
It's awful. It's just awful. And that's the way he wants his presidency to go down?
Yes.
The last minute?
Yes.
Pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, he's a nut and he's greedy. And so is Jill. But you know what? When he's out of office and he's gone, the Bidens are good. Jill will always be okay because she's a first lady. But Hunter and his degenerate sister and Biden's scumbag brother and sister, they're all going to end up broke. They're going to be like Sharon Stone in Casino with a few rolls of quarters in a motel room, drugged out, okay? Because the money's not going to be coming in anymore, and Daddy's not going to be around to bail them out of trouble anymore. And they're going to blow up. Addicts, you can't give money to addicts. They're going to blow everything. They're going to be broke. All right, appreciate the call. Take care. All right, and we'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on The Steve Kane.
All right, it's time to check in with Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Attorney Barry Siegel, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How are you?
Great. What do you have for us this morning?
Well, we talk regularly about the importance of protecting the inheritance you leave behind to your loved ones. We call that the bloodline planning and bloodline protection. And that can not only help with the divorces, but also with lawsuits. And as we are upon the Thanksgiving holiday, a lot of people are hitting the roads, and that's dangerous upon itself. But we all see when we drive all of these billboards, and what do they say? They're injured, in an accident. I mean, there are many, many law firms out there that are advertising with the billboards, the bus benches, on the buses. They're all out there, and that must mean that there are enough accidents out there to keep a lot of lawyers busy. So it's dangerous to be out there. And so the point is, if you're setting your estate plan up to leave your assets to the people you love, if you leave it the wrong way, if you leave it what we call in an outright distribution, it's vulnerable to any of those future accidents or any other kind of lawsuit. unless it's set up properly. And that's one of the things that we focus on at the Legal Law Group, is setting up the estate plan so that you could leave the inheritance that you leave to your loved ones in a protected fashion.
And it's also vulnerable to divorce settlements too if it's not set up right. Becomes marital property.
It's vulnerable to not just lawsuits and creditors, but divorces. And let's say if you left the assets to your child who is married, and that child commingles those assets with the spouse, and then your child is the first to pass. Now it all goes to the spouse, who may or may not even be the parent of your grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, it goes to them. And then what do? They might remarry. Now it gets commingled with this new person who replaces your child, and now it ultimately could end up going to them if the original spouse dies.
Yeah, you know, I just saw an interview recently with Julian Lennon, the first son of John Lennon. He got nothing. Him and his mother were basically on welfare after John Lennon died because Yoko Ono got all the money, and Julian Lennon grew up. I mean, and this happens all the time. Listen, Attorney Barry Siegel can help you no matter where you are in the state of Florida, and it's always a no-charge consultation with the Siegel Law Group if you mention you heard Attorney Barry Siegel on the radio. The number is toll-free, 855-FLA-3782. Oh, by the way, you got the workshop coming up, Barry, at the beginning of December. Yeah, so guys, keep.
If you want to attend one of our upcoming workshops, call our office or go to our website and get registered.
Yeah, they do fill up, so you want to call early, okay? 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. And online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we'll talk next week.
All right.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, we are back. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. Yeah, turn down the volume of whatever you're listening to me on. Oh, yes, well, turn the computer down. Turn the computer down. It has a volume on it. Sure. Great. What's on your mind?
Hey, I bought 3 new.
Awesome. Which ones did you get? The regular My Pillows or the? Awesome.
Just to try them out. I just wanted to try them out. I used to have an old pillow. I had to flip it over 3-4 times a night. It slept good last night.
Well, that's great. That's awesome. Well, I appreciate that. All right. Well, thanks so much. Yeah. Go ahead.
Vehicle was earlier this year. What did you get by chance?
Well, my wife got a new car, a Mini Cooper.
Yeah. Ford Maverick.
Yeah, good.
I think
it's open phones. We prove it. Yeah, go ahead with Gaetz. Yes.
I think the Matt Gaetz thing was a ploy to figure out, all right, who's on whose side. So he was just there to figure that out.
Mm-hmm. And he did do it. All right. I appreciate the call. Take care. He's got appreciate you buying the My Pillows and all, but he's got the volume up in the background, so it'll drive me nuts. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, Brian.
Yes.
Hi, how are you? It's Laura.
Hey, Laura.
Listen, hi, how are you? Listen, I just want to start with something. It's very important for me. This thing to come and to destroy men's life of always the same thing. Sex. Listen, I have a father, I have an uncle, I have a fiance, and I have 2 brothers. If someone, I swear to God, if someone comes and do this to them, I would never let them go. I would never let them give up. It's going nuts. We voted for Trump, President Trump, to end this wokeism and to end these liars. If it is true, prove it. You are innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
Where are your proofs? Matt Gaetz, listen, I know you're not in this position, but I think it was his first choice.
Oh, you think Matt Gaetz? Okay, slow down. You think Matt Gaetz was President Trump's first choice?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
He has such a rage. He She's very good. I honestly, to be honest with you, I don't know this. She's beautiful. She
Pam Bondi.
But honestly, to me, she doesn't have the charisma that Matt Gaetz.
Oh, you don't know her. You don't know her. No, you don't know. She was. You will. She was the Attorney General of Florida for 2 terms. She is very charismatic. She's tough. She's real tough.
The charismatic. I mean, we don't have a choice. Obviously I respect, but to me, this thing. But you know what? Next time it's gonna be the Secretary of Defense. Every time they're gonna find something. Enough is enough.
Well, I appreciate the call. Yeah, you know this thing like with Pete Hegseth. Okay, the left have decided that any Republican that has sex has done something inappropriate and dirty. And really it goes back to, the left believe that heterosexual sexual activity is offensive. Okay? I mean, they advocate and work so hard against it. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Rod from Coconut Creek.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, listen, I'm real happy with Pam Bondi, and you're absolutely right. She is a tiger. She's going to send fear right down the spine of all these books up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you know what? And she's not a Washington person, which works in her favor. That means, it's hard to pick somebody for that job because they're all friends up there. So you need someone who's not worried about friends going to jail or friends of friends going to jail.
Exactly. I had heard one time, you might know more than I know on this, but I'd heard of this, that she's never lost a case that she takes to court.
I don't know about that. She was one of Trump's lawyers 4 years ago. Okay, so I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it doesn't mean that she was wrong. I know this. Pam Bondi became the Attorney General on merit, not by having sex with a married man like Kamala Harris did.
And she's a lady.
Yes, and a tough one.
Anyway, I just wanted to say hello to the lying media scum out there.
Yes.
And hope they have a miserable weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You have a good weekend.
All right, appreciate that. Take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. How's everybody today?
We're doing good. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Tom from Florida. I just want to give everybody a quick thinker here, okay? Elon did a nice little, starship thing that he does, brought it back down. Don Jr. was there, and actually Don Jr. got caught rubbing cocaine on his gums.
Oh, really? Where can I find this? This is amazing. This is slow down, Tom. Slow down. Slow down. This is slow down. This is interesting. So this program I'm gonna be a household name by the end of the day because there's breaking news going on. Where can I find this evidence that Don Jr. was doing cocaine at the SpaceX launch? Rocket scientist.
One, I saw it on the internet.
You saw it on the internet. Oh, well, it must be true. Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel did it, and then he does a live.
Who? Jimmy Kimmel?
Guy who's high as a kite.
Jimmy Kimmel?
Please watch the whole video.
Tom, listen. Let me tell you something. Obviously, none of this is true, but if what you said, stop waiting to talk and listen for a second. I understand you have very little human interaction because you probably have no friends and nobody wants to talk to you, so you don't know how to interact with people in a conversation, okay? Yeah, I believe me, I know a lot about you. I know more about you than you know about yourself, at least psychologically. So slow down for a second. So this you mean to tell me that a story so big that there is video evidence of that CNN and MSNBC and all these liberal media people, they're covering this up for Don Jr.? Why is this not the lead story on MSNBC?
You know why? Because I think that a lot of news outlets who like.
You know what I think? I think I don't care. That I will. Yes, correct. I do not care what you think. And this is what okay, I want to say this with or without you. Okay, and you know there are over the years. I'm going to do this with or without you. Do you want to be a part of the conversation or not? I'll hang up. I don't care. Yes or no? Do you want to be a part of the conversation or not? Yes or no? Okay. Begging me to be on the air. The Steve Kane Show is the longest running radio show in the state of Florida, on the radio since 1977. Over the 47, soon to be 48 years of the Steve Kane Show, there have been chronic callers that have come and gone. And the show's been on so long, some of them have just died of old age. But a lot of them go through these phases like Tom is going through. And Tom, Greg too did this a couple weeks back. Tom is addicted to this program like Hunter is addicted to crack and Ukrainian hookers. And excuse me, I'm speaking. To quote Kamala Harris, that's Kamala Harris's favorite line. Excuse me, I'm speaking. And what Tom is, okay, I'm going to do this without Tom. What Tom is attempting to do is to get me to sever his relationship with the show because he can't go cold turkey on his own. So what he's been doing over his last few calls is trying to do things to get banned. Now, some of our callers, I've mentioned this a few times, since Don Jr. lives right up the street, Mar-a-Lago's right down the street, a lot of our callers, they think that the Trumps are listening. And they could be. So they do listen on occasion. I know from them, okay? So what they do is they say things and they think, well, maybe the president will hear. Or maybe someone will hear over at Mar-a-Lago and tell the president this. Or maybe Don Jr. or Eric are listening. So what they do is they say things that they think will alienate me and Steve from the Trump family. Now, I'm not, that's what they're trying to do. And that's what Tom's trying to do. It's so bizarre. We have a lot of psychotic people that listen to this program. Isn't that a strange thing? But that's what they do. Some of them try to get themselves banned like Greg too did, right? He purposely got banned and he wanted to get banned because he couldn't stop listening himself. All right, we're going to take our break for the top of the hour. My name is Brian Craig. You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. That's right, on the radio since 1977. If you're on hold, hang in there. Steve Kane will be joining us after the top of the hour. It is open phones on Friday, open MAGA Mike Friday. Any and everything on your mind is fair game. And I'm glad it's break time because I got a sneeze coming on. We'll be right back.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and Hernan Broward 96.9 FM, Boca Raton 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9
These people. Okay. Steve, are you there? Okay. It's my allergies. I stopped taking my allergy medication like a dope, so my allergies are bad. I'm allergic to cats, and I got 3 of them. It's fine if I take my medicine.
Traffic service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. It's showtime at ActicFox. Get your tickets today for Paddock Live events, including incredible dinner shows with Connie this Friday night, November 22nd. Then Christmas with the Rat Pack, December 6th, and Chris McDonald's Memories of Elvis on December 13th. The Paddock is also your best bet for OTB action and football Sundays. For more info, go to our website at pbkennelclub.com.
You want to live longer and feel better, and you can, with a personalized wellness roadmap to guide this next chapter of your life. You owe it to yourself. Amrit Ocean Resort is now open on Singer Island, a next-generation luxury wellness resort merging Eastern principles and Western luxury. Integrated health offerings include targeted health assessments in personal wellness, nutrition, bio-well energy flow, and metabolic fitness. Take a few days to let the experts at Amrit guide you, with services including pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, red light therapy, and dry flotation meditation. Fine dining is available at the Oceanfront Restaurant, Tula, unlike anything else in Palm Beach County. Experience their 4-story wellness spa with endless treatments designed to detox and relax. Explore all available offers at amritocean.com. That's AMRITOcean.com.
If you put off buying new tires because you thought they were too expensive, find friendly prices at Friendly Tire and Margate on both new and used tires. New tires as low as $70 a tire. That's out the door and on the road, because Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? I did, until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness, pain, burning, tingling in my hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
When you need lab work, don't waste hours and hours waiting at the doctor's office or one of those big labs. Go to any lab test now of Boca and any lab test now of Coral Springs. Their prices are guaranteed to be the lowest you'll find anywhere. No appointment, doctor's order, or prescription is needed, and you're in and out in 15 minutes or less. They offer every lab and blood work your doctor could order. They even have drug testing and STD testing. Take control of your health care and visit any lab test now of Boca at any lab test now of Coral Springs. There's lots of any lab test nows around, but these are the only 2 advertising on our radio station. So don't use the rest. Only go to any lab test now of Boca at any lab test now of Coral Springs. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with...
All right. Hour number 3 has begun. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane joining us. Hey, Steve.
Very good morning to you.
Oh, things are going perfect. I mean, you know.
It's a whole new world out there.
You know, now that Pam Bondi is going to be the Attorney General, I wonder if he's going to take any more of our in-studio guests and put them in the cabinet. I told some of the story, but not the insane thing that you asked Pam Bondi. I didn't want to, I was kind of embarrassed. Shit. I'll tell the story. You may remember it differently. You want me to tell the story or not? The Pam Bondi. I told you. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you guys? I told it all up to what you asked her. Because I knew. I said, I don't know if Steve wants me to tell that. So I said I'd wait. It's a distraction.
I don't think you captured the true tone of it.
Oh, okay. I know. I don't know what the tone was. I
think you've mischaracterized it. So.
Without telling I won't say the question, but I'll tell people what happened. I won't say the question, though. Steve and I were live on the air. And this was before Pam Bondi was famous. She was running for Attorney General the first time of Florida. In fact, she was running in the Republican primary for Attorney General, and no one had heard of Pam Bondi. She's a household. She's famous now, but she wasn't then. Steve and I are on the air, and Steve and I, when at our old studio in Coral Springs, we were in 2 different rooms. You know, I was in the control room where we now have Mike, our board up. Yeah, we're in 2 different, almost states. You're so far away. But, you know, Steve's in Cooper City. I'm in Palm Beach Gardens. But I had the door open to my studio, and this beautiful blonde woman in a business suit says, hey, I'm here to be on the show. I'm a guest. I was like, oh, okay. I said, who are you? And she says, I'm Pam Bondi. And I said, okay, who are you? And she says, I'm running for Attorney General of Florida. And someone whose name I don't want to say because I don't want to embarrass them with Pam Bondi and the Trump people, okay? So please, let's not say their name, Steve, because they're very well connected. I'm not embarrassing you. I'm not going to tell that question you asked her. I'm going to tell everything up to that point. But the person, somebody that is a very well-connected Republican, scheduled her to be a guest on the program, but they neglected to tell Steve or me. So we didn't know who she was, but because the person is a friend of ours and is very well-connected and everything else in the Republican Party, we didn't want to make them look stupid. We put her on the air. And it was not, Steve was not his best, and I didn't even talk because I didn't know who she was. And but look what she turned out to be, the Attorney General of the United States, and she was on this show in studio. And I was telling people she's much better looking in person than on television, and I know she looks good on TV.
How long ago was that?
Oh, it was a long time ago, but I've met her since. I've met her a couple times since. I've never reminded her of this incident, which I know she remembers because when I've met her since, she knew me. She remembered. You know, so I was like, oh God. It was when she ran for Attorney General the first time, and she was Attorney General for 8 years. So it had to be 10, 12, 15 years ago.
And in that area.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but it was a memorable moment in the show for us. It was hilarious. It was a good moment. It was, you know, a lot of times when things don't go well, people get upset. That's the best because it makes the moment memorable. And you remember it. You know, most things you just forget about. But she's awesome, Steve. And let me tell you, a lot of these lawfare people with Pam Bondi are going to go to prison.
Which is great.
No.
Right where they belong.
Yeah. And she does not play ball. And you know, with the Matt Gaetz and you know thing, a recess appointment would be the best. If it goes recess appointment, that's cool. But let me tell you something. If Pam Bondi goes through that regular Senate confirmation hearing, it's going to be must-see TV. When those Democrats come at her, she is going to fillet them without effort, and she's going to do it so well they're not even going to know what happened. Okay, she is so good. You guys have, and she'll. And by the time the confirmation hearings are over in the Senate, Pam Bondi will be America's sweetheart. Everyone's going to love her, and she's that good. And I'm looking forward to it. I really am. You know, and I was with this thing with Matt Gaetz is hilarious, Steve, because he resigned from Congress, but he just got reelected to the new Congress, so he's still going to have his House seat. He said it yesterday. Yeah, he just had to send a letter to Speaker Johnson saying, "Yeah, I'm going to serve." He resigned from his current term. The new Congress comes in a month, and he just got reelected, so he's still in Congress in his same seat. It's hilarious. I mean, it was like, you know, and I was watching MSNBC, and they were so excited. Oh, yeah, the dropout scandal. And then about 20 minutes later, they found out that, no, he did not resign. He just got reelected, so he's got a vacation for a month. And I could see it in their face on MSNBC. They're like, oh. They were so like, oh. They thought they had something. All right. Well, our number, it's open phones on Friday. Any and everything on your mind is fair game on Friday's show. You're not limited to the topics that Steve and I bring up, although we have been celebrating President Trump's brilliant move with Pam Bondi and Matt Gaetz here. Our number is toll free, 1-888-465-2631. And by the way, this thing when we had Pam Bondi on the show, I think it's better to keep that question Steve asked her a mystery, because I'll tell Mike, our board op, during the commercial. But I kind of like the idea of people just trying to imagine what you asked that you don't want to share. And I think that's more interesting. Well, maybe you don't remember. Maybe you blocked it out. Okay. Okay, let's go to the phone. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, IB.
Hey, IB.
That's pretty interesting. That he resigned from the old administration and gets right in.
His old term, yeah.
And that is so hilarious that was the plan all along. Because Democrats always going to go after the man with their playbook, anything having to do with sex. They tried to bring that up again, and boom, all of a sudden, come this 180 on them bringing a woman. And now they're frantic asking how do they handle that. I like the fact that in Wisconsin, Gary called in yesterday. I'm really concerned about him after 19 years having to work with a lot of truckers.
All right, I appreciate the call. You know, Steve, I'm looking at the Drudge Report. Bad connection, IB. The headline on the Drudge Report is a missile taking off, and it says, Russia hypersonic warning to the West. Russia threatens American base in Poland. The UK is ready for war. I mean, what the heck are they doing here? Give me a break. World War III is not going to break out with Trump coming back. Now, if Kamala were coming in, World War III would be breaking out, okay? But
the question is are there anything to protect America until they take?
yes. Putin and Trump. Putin is President Trump is brilliant, and Putin is a smart guy. Putin's been in power for like 25 years, okay?
And just because he's not in office yet, to stand by and watch the world blow up.
See, I don't think they have to be in contact. I think the two of them are both smart enough. They don't have to talk on the phone to know what's going on. The Ukrainians and the Biden regime are trying to start World War III because the military-industrial complex wants to make their money, of course. It wants to screw Trump over, too.
Fury and rage.
Yeah.
It's totally irrational. It can't tell right from wrong, good from bad. And I just can't believe that Donald Trump would not be monitoring this thing. And
please.
He's got private, the ability to contact.
Well, does he have to contact Putin? Don't you think Putin's smart enough to know?
Question to that, I don't think Don his whole being is about.
Yeah.
Being one up.
Yeah.
And he's not going to stand by and see what happens. He's going to go straight to the source, and he has a personal relationship with Putin. And he's going to use that during this time to make sure the crazy happens, because you can't count on Biden not to do something crazy.
Yeah, and Zelensky doesn't want the war to end because they don't have to have an election and he'll lose his job and the money stops coming in. So Ukraine wants World War III too. The last thing Zelensky wants is peace. Zelensky's term of office is over. He said that he is maintaining the presidency through the declaration of martial law, and he says they cannot have an election as long as the war's going on. So he wants the war to go on forever, so he can stay president, and he thinks he can have American NATO money coming in. But it's all getting cut off. It's all getting cut off as soon as Trump takes the oath. All right, listen, let's take our first break of the third hour. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Don't.
So Joe and Mika, Morning Joe, flew down to Mar-a-Lago to meet with your father.
$743-0999.
Oh my
or
gosh.
even simpler, you can go to JupiterJoe.com. Mention my name, John Tesh. You'll receive a free copy of Joe's book, Retirement Know-It-All. Great book. Call 561-743-0999. Or remember, go to JupiterJoe.com. That's JupiterJoe.com.
This is Steve Kane. I want to tell you about my favorite restaurant in all of South Florida, Wings Plus in Coral Springs. Wings just the way you like them. Plump, tender, and delicious, crispy on the outside, succulent on the inside, everything homemade, nothing comes out of a can. Dozens of special sauces that will make your mouth water. Wings Plus, located in Coral Springs, a mile west of University on the south side of Sample Road.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM. The world at True Old.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. It's the Steve Kane Show. I want to talk about Dr. Philip Appleton and his laser wave pain treatment. I've been telling you guys, he's rid me of pain now 6 times. Each time he's treated me, the pain has never returned. And, you know, Dr. Appleton, his laser wave pain treatment works on every type of pain I have ever heard of. Arthritis, bronchial neuralgia, bursitis, hip pain, knee pain, lumbar pain, muscular contraction, sciatica, tinnitus, tennis elbow, neck pain, stenosis. The list goes on and on. If there's a pain that I've ever heard of, and I think I've heard of pretty much most of them, the laser wave pain treatment with Dr. Appleton works to rid you of that pain. The laser wave pain treatment is 100% painless. There's no surgery, no injections. There's no downtime, no shots. Injections and shots are the same thing, but I want to emphasize that. Dr. Appleton performs all the treatments himself. And what he's able to do through his many years of experience, he's able to determine where on your body the pain is coming from. He treats that with the laser, and the laser wave pain treatment repairs the damage that's causing you the pain. That's why when it's gone, it doesn't return. And in some instances, it's been over 2 years since he's treated me, and the pain has not returned. It works, guys. Remember, appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are welcome, even on Saturdays. Give Dr. Appleton a call, 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. And online, AppletonCairo.com. Make sure you tell Dr. Appleton I said hello. All right, I wanted to play this clip. This last night, Don Jr. was on Newsmax, and he was talking about Joe and Mika visiting his dad at Mar-a-Lago from MSNBC.
She had just come from plastic surgery.
No, that was why they got banned. That was like 5, 6, 7 years ago with the plastic surgery.
It's that.
Yeah, they know that. But this is Don Jr. last night with Don Jr. on Newsmax last night, I should say.
Over the weekend, so Joe and Mika, Morning Joe, flew down to Mar-a-Lago to meet with your father. I'm wondering, so MSNBC is drowning to the point where Comcast is going to sell off MSNBC to the highest bidder. Why did your father take that meeting? Like, why throw Joe and Mika a lifeline?
Listen, I think my father always wants to hear from all sides. I mean, I think MSNBC deserves to go the way of the dinosaurs. They've proven that these are not impartial people. They are not spreading news. These are purely propagandists. But he's going to listen to everyone. He's going to have to lead America, not just MAGA America or America First America, even if that's the popular vote, even if that's a majority. He's got to lead America for all Americans. He's going to hear from everyone, and then he's going to make up his own mind. So I think it was noble for him. I don't know that they're going to be noble back. I think once he gets in into office, it's going to be convenient for them for ratings purposes to try to hit him and attack him at every angle. But, you know, it's good to see at least one person magnanimous in all of this after the last 9 years of constant, you know, barrage of attacks.
Okay, so a few things there about Don Jr., because when Don Jr. talks about something like that, I assume that's what has happened since he talks to his dad, right? It's hard, you know, I don't think many people would accept a dinner with Hitler, especially, you know what I mean? So they've spent 7 years calling him Hitler, and to go and sit down and break bread with him, it deflates that. It's going to be hard for them to call him Hitler again in the future. But this thing about MSNBC, Comcast, it's being widely reported that Comcast is selling MSNBC. And whoever buys it, it probably will not be a liberal. I don't know. They may not even sell it to a liberal. There's a lot of conservatives that are trying to raise money to buy it, but it may not even be a news channel anymore. Whoever buys it may make it go dark, or they may turn it into another golf channel or a cooking channel or something. Who knows, okay, what they're going to do with it. It's not necessarily going to stay news. But I would say when you look at the last 9 years of Trump, the poison that has come from MSNBC, like the Russiagate lie, for example, 90% of that came from these very poisonous people on MSNBC, Rachel Maddow, Morning Joe, Joy Reid, and all the rest. And when MSNBC in its current form is no longer on the air, because everyone agrees when it gets sold, all these people are gone, a lot of this venom in this country will disappear with it. You know, and if you watch, have you been watching CNN much lately at night, Steve? CNN, they have Scott Jennings on, who's a conservative, and he's become the star of CNN, Scott Jennings. He's so good, and he's very much MAGA. There's a big tone change on CNN. You get rid of this poison at MSNBC, which is a fact that it's going to happen. That Comcast has said they're selling MSNBC. It's not speculation. The View, yesterday, Sunny Hostin had to do 2 more legal disclaimers live on the air. One with Matt Gaetz and another one about Pete Hegseth. And that's 3 this week. She's had to do 3 disclaimers this week on live on the air on The View, Sunny Hostin. The View's on its way out. Those, between MSNBC and The View, so much of the ugliness that's been dividing people in this country over the past 9 years has come from those 2 sources. That doesn't mean there's not going to be people who disagree with Trump. There's always, we're not against, you know, conservatives are not trying to shut down disagreeing viewpoints, but there's liars that are slandering 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 9 years. And when you go to MSNBC, I mean, Joy Reid is one of the most vile racist I've ever seen. I give you an example. She has these people on that she calls critical race theorists on all the time. Critical race theorist. They have turned anti-white racism into a social science, critical race theory, and there's social scientists who are experts in it called critical race theorists. That's a load of crap. And I know you're aware of this, Steve, but back when the Tuskegee Airmen, the black fighter pilots of World War II were being talked about, the Democrats had these scientists from the Ku Klux Klan who testified in Congress. I can't remember if it was the House or the Senate. I want to say a Senate hearing. But the Democrats brought in these Klansmen scientists to try to stop black people from becoming, the Tuskegee Airmen from becoming fighter pilots. And they had these scientists who said brain waves travel slower through black brains than they do white brains. Remember all that stuff, Steve? So these liberals, whether it's those Klansmen that were trying to stop blacks from flying planes in the Second World War, or Joy Reid with her critical race theorist, the Democrats have always had scientists promoting their racist ideology. And with MSNBC off the air, I'm all for free speech. I'm not usually into any type of people being silenced. But that is a place that has incited literal violence. There was, if you remember, after the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict, there was that black man that drove his car through the Christmas parade and killed people, remember? And he was inspired by Joy Reid. It was reported at the time. I don't know how she's still on the air. She incited violence that resulted in the murder of people. Okay, that MSNBC is bad news.
In those days.
Well, there's a new sheriff in town. His name's Donald Trump, and Pam Bondi's his deputy as the Attorney General. The MSNBC is a bad place. It's just, I've never seen such a poisonous national platform before. It's like MSNBC. This is before my time. I don't know. This might be before your time, even, Steve. But MSNBC is, as far as broadcasting goes, is the equivalent of Father Coughlin.
You'd say that company.
Yeah, is that a fair statement? Yeah, I mean, and if you don't know who that is, look him up. Your mind will be blown when you find out, and you'll understand what we're talking about. It's really bad. It's almost, it's like David Duke TV over there, but from a liberal viewpoint.
You know it's over. That's the exciting part. And the thing that Donald has going for him is the American people, and he understands how to. He's a great press agent, Donald Trump. He knows how to reach public opinion and keep public on his side, and that's what he's doing now. And these people have lost their power. You can tell. I got to tell you, I don't like to gloat, but the best part of everything you see on television now is the reaction to what's going on the part of liberals as they realize that their power is gone. And
oh yeah,
and he's great at that. That's how he's going to get all these cuts through.
Yeah.
What do you think of the idea of Vivek and
oh well, Vivek's going to be working with Elon Musk on the yeah.
By the time these hearings are over, America's going to be aware of all the crap that's been going on. These people are going to be disregarded.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour. If you're on hold, stand by. You're listening to the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Steve is here. I'm Brian. Our number's toll-free, 1-888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Making morning radio great again.
Occasionally, attorney generals try to behave.
Well, Erica, if you're hearing hatred, pick up the phone and call us out about our hatred. We'll talk about it. You're welcome to call. Absolutely. Toll-free number, it's pinned right there in the chat. If you'd like to call in, the toll-free number is right there. Toll-free no matter where you're listening or watching. 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. You can call us out on anything we say. Friday is open phones. I mean, we're mostly talking about Pam Bondi's great appointment, but you can call in about anything on Friday's show. Bruce, wow. Over 2 years, man. Long time. It's awesome. I don't know. There's callers on hold. Maybe I called somebody I just put on hold just now. Maybe it's Erica.
Also going to be entitled to a discount certificate just for coming to the workshop and scheduling your free consultation at that time.
The next workshop with Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group is Tuesday, December 3rd at 10 a.m. at the Siegel Law Group's main office in Boca. To reserve your spot, call toll-free 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47.
All right, we're back. Steve Kane is here. I'm Brian. You know, Steve, the last 20 minutes on the air have been very difficult for me. I'm not. At the 8:15 break, your recorded commercial for Wings Plus on Sample Road in Coral Springs played, and ever since then, I've been smelling the hot wings from Wings Plus. I can smell them right now. I don't know if the mic's picking it up, but my stomach's growling. You know what I think I might get? I might get the 50-wing platter, so I can have wings all weekend. It's just my wife and I. We don't have anybody else. So 50 wings will last me at least until tomorrow afternoon. Oh my goodness! When I'm telling you, I can smell. I think I'm gonna get. You know, if you get the 50-wing platter, you can get 25 of one, 25 of the other. So I'm gonna get 25 hot wings. I get medium hot and 25 lemon pepper.
A lot of great sporting events coming up in the next month or so.
Yeah.
And if you're having a watch party or anything like that, a great way to cater it. Just throw it in the hand, go pick it up during halftime.
Mm-hmm.
You won't even have to wait. In and out quick. And
yeah.
If you like wings, you've never experienced anything like those tenders, succulent wings at Wings Plus.
See, now Steve's trying to. You're torturing me because I brought up that Pam Bondi thing. So you know. Wings Plus, by the way, is about a mile west of University Drive on the south side of Sample in Coral Springs. All right, back to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian. Hi, Steve. How are you? I'm great. I have to tell you, what the American people have done with this election, and I kind of have to personalize, too, because the taking down of not just the legacy media, but all these individual journalists who lie to us night after night after night, who are going to get shipped out and deservedly show for what they did.
It's a
And
different
the other
country
thing,
now. It's a different
yes,
country.
it's a free country now. And the other thing is the ability, because of our vote, to put a block on this World War III that they want to start. And I think, what would the tone of the program be if Kamala was going to be back in and Trump wasn't? It'd be
No, Biden. There's a story today. Biden's sending a few $100 million more to Ukraine. These are this is the last time he can get it. The big guy can get his cut. So there's, but isn't it? Let me ask you this though, guy. You Steve, and the great Pam Bondi and all these, and these Pete Hegseth and Trump and Kash Patel and Dr. Oz and all these. Isn't it nice to have people running the government that don't hate America and have and the Biden administration declared the American people enemy combatants? Literally.
If we had risen to put up Trump into power, none of these people would have an opportunity to run the government the way they should. So people really, it's an amazing thing that we did, and like they say, there's always a ramification for elections. And this election is a major, major turning point for this country, and we already see the appointments coming. And it's just an amazing time to be an American and to watch this and watch the people come together of a constitutional republic.
And and one thing that Trump is doing that I think is so awesome is he makes an appointment, he releases a statement, he doesn't go out to the press and defend it. And even with Matt Gaetz yesterday, the media got really excited. They thought they were going to have a day of cry. Trump didn't defend anything about. He said, "Oh, good, he dropped out. He's a good guy." That was it. And then an hour or two later, we got Pam Bondi's announcement. Vice President J.D. Vance and President Trump are not wasting time with these jerks in the media defending themselves or explaining themselves. Nothing.
So you got to know when to hold them and know when to hold them.
That's right. Know when to walk away, know when to run.
There you go, the gambler.
You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done.
Yeah, I wish I'd said that.
Yeah.
Like a sing-along here.
I love
You have somebody like a Pam Bondi that within a couple hours she's on the on-deck circle and right away ready to come into as Attorney General. And I think she'll be terrific too.
Mm-hmm.
How deep our bench is.
You notice how interesting it is watching these hearings. They're going to be showpieces, these hearings. And that's why I think that he wanted Gaetz in there to begin with, for the effect of these hearings are going to be wonderful to watch. And
it's great to watch the liars who had the leverage. It's gone. It's gone. And now they're going to get theirs. It's really.
And I'll tell you this about, Gaetz is still going to be in Congress, right? Because he got related. I am pretty sure, I can't say this 100% certainty.
We're going to fight that.
They can't fight it. He just got elected. And who's going to fight it? The minority on the left? Hakeem Jeffries can stick it, okay? He's out of, yeah, you know what I mean? But these, none of the Republicans, usually when the Republicans win a majority, the first thing they do is go kiss the butt of the Democrats. Okay, all the committees are going to be 50-50. We got Mitch McConnell and Paul. These Republicans in the majority are telling him to stick it, like I'm telling Hakeem Jeffries.
He'll never be Speaker of the House. I mean, he's this is a disaster, but this is a wonderful time. We are really blessed going into the holidays here, and this is.
Yesterday, Steve, I got a notification. I was at home with my wife. We're watching all this stuff with Matt Gaetz and Pam Bondi, and I got a notification on my phone. There was some movement at the front door, from the doorbell camera. And by the way, this is a very clever transition into a spot for Sloman's. But just true story. It was what is that religion where they knock on your door? Not the Mormons, the Jehovah's Witness. Oh my goodness! And I my wife and I we paused the TV, right, so we could mute it, right. and we shut the blinds. I got blinds that are on remote, so we shut the blinds, and then this is before they even got to the door because we saw them on the doorbell camera, and my wife and I were like fugitives. We're like, don't make a noise, don't make a noise. They won't know we're here, and they finally went away. And I got to tell you, having this doorbell camera, it's a piece of the security, right? Because it is added security and everything else, but it saves you from the solicitors, and you never have to get up and answer the door. And am I the only person in this audience that hides from the Jehovah's Witnesses? Yeah, are you a Jehovah's Witness? Oh, okay, because this door knocking thing is crazy, and they didn't even know we were home because we prepared. We saw them coming, and they were talking about they were having a private conversation about renovating one of their garages. They don't even know we're here. Be quiet. It was great. But you can get a doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone, too, from Slomin's with the installation of your Slomin Shield. Slomin's, they're also going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. You're going to get an LED touchscreen, a motion detector, 10 contacts for the doors and windows, a lifetime warranty, and a backup battery, plus a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Slomin Shield. Give them a call. Toll free, 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. That's 833-283-5050. All right. I'll give you the last word, caller. Yeah, we have our callers do spots on this show. That's exactly right. I do when we're on we're morphing. We're getting two spots together. Our MAGA cruise. When we're on the cruise, we have the Starlink internet from Elon Musk, and I have my phone connected to it, and I get all the notifications every time there's movement at my door on my phone, even when we're in other countries. Yeah. All right, Brian. Good to talk to you. Good to talk to you. This is the only show, Steve, where the callers do spots. It's true, isn't it? All right. Listen. It's coming up on Gold Report time, but after the Gold Report, we'll get back to the phones. Our number's toll-free, 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
The cold, hard truth.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca with the final gold and precious metals report of the week. William Youngerman, how the metals ending the week?
Metals ending strong after last week's correction. We've seen nothing but gains this week with gold rising $19.10 yesterday after trading in a range of $26.47 all the way up to $26.74. Closing out the day at $2,668.70, as I said, up $19.10. Silver is down a nickel at $30.75 the ounce. Platinum gained $2 at $9.61, and palladium was at $8 at $1,014. Overnight, we saw gold trading in a range of $26.66 all the way up to $2,710. We're within $80 of our all-time high again. Now gold at $26.93. That's up $24.30 this morning. Silver up 34 cents at $31.10. Platinum gaining $3 at $9.64, and palladium down $12 at $1,002. So gold basically $2,700 an ounce again.
Wow.
And regaining, as I said, all of its losses, practically all of its losses.
With gold, there's never anything to worry about. It's because at 5,000 years, it's been valuable money. I mean, I don't know why anybody would worry. The thing right now with these prices, are you finding a lot of people are coming in with old jewelry and stuff and turning it into cash because the prices are so good? Are people doing a lot of selling of old things like that?
Absolutely, yes. We're seeing a steady rise in that area of selling because of it's just sitting around, and they'd much rather either have the cash or convert it into something that's tradable, like rare coin or gold bullion coins or bars or something.
And then you can monitor the value. You can keep track. When it comes to jewelry and things like that, it doesn't matter if it's broken. It doesn't matter if it's old and out of date, out of style, and gaudy, ugly. If it's gold, it's money. If it's gold, it's money, right?
Right, and people are amazed at what they get for. They bring in a little chain or something like that, and they go, "We're getting how much for that?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. And by the way, William Youngman, also you if people have old paper money and things like that grandma or grandpa left or something, that can be pretty valuable too.
absolutely. People have been amazed at some of their old banknotes that were sitting around in safety deposit box that Grandpa had or something, that we've paid tens of thousands of dollars for rare banknotes, and that you might be sitting on something that just looks like an old rag. It could be very valuable. Bring it in for a free appraisal.
Yeah, William Youngman offers free appraisals for Steve Kane listeners. Give him a call. He opens up at 10 a.m. He's located at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. His number is toll-free 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. And you can find both his phone number and address on his website, williamyoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we will talk on Monday.
Okay, have a good.
All right, and we are back. You want to go back to the phone, Steve? Okay, let's see here. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Morning, Steve and Brian. This is JJ from Mass.
Hey, JJ.
Hey, guys. I was thinking about, let me see, Gaetz to Bondi, Pitbull to Pitbull's mom, and then the Akeem Jeffries stick-it comment to me is sort of a perfect trifecta for a great Friday and a great weekend. Matt Gaetz, I love the guy, and, he would have been fine. The Attorney General is sort of a Eisenhower World War II type of, it's more of a administrative, organizing everything and this and that, and he didn't really he was very familiar with everything as far as the things that needed to be done. And but Bondi is definitely the Pitbull's mom, and she...
Well, you know what it is? Listen. She is, I've been telling people, she's exactly what Kamala tried to be, right? Tried to tell people. She's an actual trial prosecutor and an attorney general who took on big cases. And you're going to see and hear her in action soon. It'll be all over TV, unlike Kamala, because she never did any of that. Members of the House, Matt Gaetz is great, but they don't really do anything. Yay, nay. And they go on TV and say viral things, which are valuable, and they get dialogue going, but they're not doers. And Pam Bondi is a doer. Yeah.
She's been there and done that. And she's also, it's sort of a, you can still be, I don't want to say vicious, but with a soft touch, but that's kind of, you can be, I think she'll just be perfect. And I do think that it's very, very possible that it was done on purpose. I really do. I think there's a very good possibility, because I think Trump is, my approach to all the things that they need to do is basically suck the oxygen out of the lies, out of the media, control the chaos through constant, and Trump is an expert at this, at just controlling the media through announcements.
That's the point. He's a master. He's the consummate showman.
And a lot of people are saying, what did Gaetz get out of this? Well, he's still in Congress. Because he resigned, that investigation's done. He is not in Congress right now. He'll be back with the new Congress. But maybe they have to start that whole process over if they wanted to bring that up. And Kevin McCarthy's not around anymore to cause crap with Republicans.
They do. Listen, the guy who started that all off, the 70-count, the tax collector, Joel Greenberg, that guy, he pled guilty to 6 felonies. Okay? He's doing 11 years for, he's, sex trafficking, and conspiracy, wire fraud. The guy's doing like 11 years. And this guy, he's basically Hillary Clinton. Mm-hmm. Clinton dreams up this Russia thing. That's what this guy, Joel Greenberg, did to Gaetz. He just dreamed up this story.
To try to get a lower sentence or a better facility or something. He's a jailhouse canary.
Exactly. And then the Stephen Alford guy, that's the guy that went after Gates' dad. And there was a former prosecutor, his last name's McGee. He was involved in it too. And maybe that he might have been part of this thing. But, when you get a Democrat lawyer, I think they're just like, it's like they're almost attracted to Republicans, whether they did a crime or not. They see a Republican, they just want to put a noose around them. And we got to get rid.
Listen, all this stuff happened to Matt Gaetz because he challenged Kevin McCarthy, and Kevin McCarthy crafted this whole thing just like he did Madison Cawthorn, and he was trying to get Matt Gaetz out of Congress, Kevin McCarthy, like he did Madison Cawthorn.
Anybody that tells the truth scares the hell out of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Truth has become fashionable now.
Mm-hmm.
People is like become cool. Okay, you know.
And this stuff with Pete Hegseth. Yeah, a famous unmarried military macho guy had sex with a woman in a hotel. Shocker. I would be shocked to find out that a guy with so much testosterone who's single was not hooking up with groupies. You know, they've created this thing that that people that are Republican and have heterosexual sex have done something dirty. You know, and so far as groupie, you know, my wife was a listener to this show. That's how I met my wife. When you are a public person, it is not uncommon to meet people that way. It's not dirty. It's not bad. It's like meeting people at work. It's in a little different way. Yeah, I call my wife my groupie all the time. I still call her that. Because she came to an appearance that I wasn't at for the radio station to meet me. And then she gave her number to Steve. Yeah, she gave her number to Steve, and then I called her up. Yeah, and we got married 6 weeks after we met. And 2 weeks, in 2 weeks will be our 28th wedding anniversary.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? But it's not, so what that Pete Hegseth had sex when he wasn't married to a group. So what?
So he's out of central casting. You look, Pete Hegseth is like, you know, I mean, I don't know if my sister said it or I heard it somewhere on TV or maybe on the show. Somebody said he's kind of like John Wayne, but the 2020, the 21st century.
Exactly. I called him that. Oh, by the way, Steve, your wife Lori was a listener. She used to call you on the air. You know?
No.
Yeah, so, you know, Steve and I guess, are both sleaze buckets. We both are married to groupies. But as long as there's no more groupies, we're okay. But, you know, so what I'm telling you is, it is not unusual for public people to meet people that way. You know? Yeah. All right. I appreciate the call. All right. Take care. Now, I want to ask you this. Are you and your family drinking toxic water? You know, I've been telling you guys about Angel Water. Call them. They come out to your home at no charge and will test your water and tell you what you're drinking. Steve, they come to your house. They have it's kind of like a medical case. They come and they actually do scientific testing on your water. They do it right there and they show you what you're drinking. I was shocked. And, you know, the Angel water purification system makes a great Christmas gift or Hanukkah gift for yourself, for your spouse and your family, or for somebody that doesn't live in your house, okay? You know, it could be your kid's house where they live. It's a great gift for Christmas. You know, the Angel water purification system filters out things that other filtration systems do not. It works great. It filters all the water in your house, not just out of your sink. All the water that goes into your home is filtered through the Angel water filtration system before it enters your home. Even my garden hoses are Angel water. Okay, I mean it's absolutely amazing. I could tell I washed the car the other day in the driveway and I'd forgotten, and I was like, wow, the car. I didn't. Usually I have to go out with the towel after, and there was no residue on the car. It looked like it had been waxed after I washed it, because the garden hoses even are Angel water. And they got a great offer for listeners of our radio station. Angel Water is going to give you a free under-the-sink reverse osmosis system with the purchase of a whole house refiner. Give them a call. They'll send Rocky out to test your water. He's a good MAGA guy. You'll like him. The number is 561-899-6585. See for yourself what you have been drinking, cooking, and bathing with in your home. 561-899-6585. 561-899-6585 for Angel Water. All right, now I know a lot of people think we're gloating, and we are. Those of you that are new to politics, and I consider new 9 years ago when Trump came down the escalator. In the past, we've had great Republican victories. As an example, when Newt Gingrich became Speaker, that was 94 or the 94, yeah, that was the contract, it was 94. The Republicans, we didn't have the White House because Bill Clinton was president. The Republicans controlled the House and the Senate. That was the first time the House and the Senate were controlled by Republicans at the same time in 35 or 40 years. And there was a lot of excitement. Oh, we're in charge now. And what did they do? They started sucking up and partnering up with the Democrats. The Republican establishment, anytime they've been in power, all they do is reach across the aisle and cave to the Democrats on everything. The way that Trump and the Republicans in the Senate and the House are operating, it's never been like this before. This thing with the bathroom, okay, with Nancy Mace. Not only did Speaker Johnson come out and say you got to be a man to use the men's room, Nancy Mace got the transgender congressperson to come out and say they're not going to use the ladies' room. They're going to use the men's room. Had a press conference and said this the other day. And wearing the dress. I mean, that never. I was in shock that we won that so quick. You know, it was. I think Nancy Mace is a little disappointed. I think she was hoping to get a couple weeks publicity out of it. It ended. The Democrats caved on a dime on that because the Republicans stood up and.
Sure.
This has never happened before. The Republicans always act like losers when we win. And you know, even in Trump's first term, we had the House and the Senate. We had that jerk Chinese agent, Mitch McConnell, and that snake Paul Ryan in the House. And they stopped Trump at every turn, making deals with the Democrats. That's why the wall was not completely finished, because of Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan. Now, the MAGA Republicans is not a negative. That's a positive. The MAGA Republicans are governing like they should. We won everything. We control the White House, the House, the Senate, and the Supreme Court. We won all the battleground states, flipped about 10 counties in California, won the popular vote. We're in charge. Now, I may change in 2 years, but they're running like we're in charge now, and that's awesome. All right, we're out of time for the week. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be back Monday morning at 6 a.m., and if you're on hold, you'll be first in line on Monday morning's program, all right? I'm Brian Craig. Steve Kane, of course, is here. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the air since 1977, celebrating 47, soon to be 48 years on the radio. See you Monday morning, 6 a.m.
WSFS 10.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, everyone. And if you're already subbed, please like the video, all right? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Take care.